and enjoy the action. It should be an absolute cracker. Whatever happens, history will be made tonight. These sides have never met in European competition. It's Liverpool against Rangers in the Champions League with Neil McCann, Stephen Thompson and Liam McLeod.
Thanks, Kenny. It doesn't really get much bigger or better than this. Liverpool against Rangers, Group A, match day 3, UEFA Champions League. One last wave from Giovanni van Bronckhorst to the main stand. To friends or relatives, I would have thought, as the two sets of players exchange handshakes down there. Just a couple of minutes ahead of kick-off, as Rangers have a go at one of English football's giants, 6-time European Cup winners, including twice in the Champions League era. The most recent of those back in 2019 when they beat Tottenham Hotspur. With Andy Robertson, of course, in that side, but not in the Liverpool side this evening. Rangers' 15th competitive meeting with an English club. Their record is played those 14 matches. They managed to win, of course, some pretty memorable ones as well, including those back-to-back first and second leg 2-1 successes over Leeds United, who were the then champions in the first year of the Champions League era. Rangers with Alan McGregor in goal. It's Goldson, King and Davis across the back. That's Ben Davis, who was signed from Liverpool, having not played a game for them. Tavernier and Barisic either side, with Lundstrom and Stephen Davis in the middle. Tillman and Kent either side of Morelos. That's a handful of changes from the side that beat Hearts 4-0 at Tynecastle. Liverpool, the Brazil international Alisson in goal. They spent so much money on him. Alexander-Arnold, Matip van Dijk, the former Celtic defender, with Tsimikas on the left-hand side, deputising again for Andy Robertson. Henderson and Thiago, who won the Champions League in 2011 as an unused substitute in that great Barcelona team, with Salah, Jota and Diaz supporting Nunez up front. Darwin Nunez, he was brought in from Benfica. He scored the late equaliser against Rangers in a 3-3 draw in Lisbon in the Europa League a couple of seasons ago, the night that Alfredo Morelos broke Ali McCoist's goal-scoring record in European games. Now, before we get underway here at Anfield this evening, there will be a minute's silence. This is in memory of that awful stadium disaster in Java. 125 people died, including 32 children. And of course, these two clubs that we will watch this evening have been so afflicted by similar disasters. No one at Rangers will forget those who lost their lives 1902 and 1971, and of course on the Liverpool side in 1989, and those who died in Sheffield, who went to a football match and didn't come home, and everyone's thoughts were those who lost their lives in Java over the weekend. Just about ready to go then here at Anfield. Rangers are going to kick off left to right. Blue shirts, white shorts, black socks with the red tops. Liverpool in their famous red and white. Rangers shooting towards the Kop end, Liverpool towards Anfield Road. And the first of two meetings between these two over the next 8 nights. The return at Ibrox next Wednesday, as last season's Champions League final referee Clément Turpin of France gets the game underway. He was incidentally in charge of Rangers' 4-2 win in Dortmund last season in the Europa League. Rangers will hope that's an omen, but it's Liverpool who get the ball almost straight from centre, and it's flighted out to that right-hand side by Diogo Jota for Alexander-Arnold, who keeps it in play midway inside his own half, over on that far side in front of the imposing Sir Kenny Dalglish stand, as it's swept over to Van Dijk on this near side didn't get too many cracks at Rangers during his time at Celtic, as Alexander-Arnold picks up, getting it from the Liverpool skipper Henderson. And I guess it's a sign of where Rangers have come from to where they are this evening. And they were trying to go through the lower leagues in Scotland when Van Dijk was in the Celtic hoops. And yet here they are on Champions League business in one of football's great theatres, Neil McCann.
Yeah, that was a lovely little tackle for John Lundstrom. His eyes lit up there. He managed to win that 50-50 on a very fast start from Liverpool in terms of with the possession of the football moving Rangers around, but he got a chance to bite early and he's taken it, and Jota felt the effects of that.
He left a wee bit on him, didn't he? He didn't enjoy that at all.
Salah in possession for Liverpool. He's on the halfway line, rolls it back to Alexander-Arnold, who switches the play from right to left for Virgil van Dijk, who picks up on the near side. It's now out on this left flank for the hosts. Darwin Núñez picking up left hand side of the box. Good challenge though by Goldson, who finds Stephen Davis, he finds James Tavernier, and it's flicked on by Morelos. It'll come right through to Alisson. Of course, James Tavernier's brother Marcus was in that Bournemouth team, beaten 9-0 here earlier this season. As Alexander-Arnold rolls it out to Salah on the far side. We're heading towards the end of the second minute, and I guess, Stephen Thompson, it's about Rangers bedding into this game without any damage being done.
Yeah, it is. I mean, obviously we're very early in the game, but Liverpool in complete control of the ball so far. But Rangers sitting in their back five, trying to contain Liverpool in this early stage. It's so important that they don't lose any early goals.
And Salah forward, and it's a shot saved there was Núñez, and Alan McGregor saves. He was just about the right angle of the 6-yard box. First sight of goal for the home team. Salah's back heel, Alexander-Arnold's cross is cut out, and Liverpool have the game's first corner in the 3rd minute of the game. Neil McCann.
Yeah, well, there's Alan McGregor we spoke about. Rangers are going to need him tonight. It was a solid stop, but again, it's those little areas as I spoke about, just inside the width of the 6-yard box, where they just move it in between the gaps and get runners, and already they're putting Rangers under pressure. I'm not sure why Borna Barisic just
doesn't just put it out.
He's got to
put it out. He's trying to keep the ball in. I mean, this is the wrong decision.
Lesson learned. Outswinging Alexander-Arnold. Corner comes into the box. There's a header towards goal by Van Dijk, headed half away by Ben Davis. This is still very much alive though, as Morelos hooks it over his head into relative safety on this near side for Mohamed Salah. Hoists it back into his own half. It's picked up by Tsimikas, of course, scored the decisive penalty in the shootout against Chelsea in last season's FA Cup final at Wembley, and it's nicked back to Thiago. Long ball there by the Catalan through the middle for Salah, who goes down, challenged by Barisic. The referee's happy with it though, as it's bowled out quickly by McGregor to John Lundstrom, who knocks it back to Borna Barisic. 0-0 in the opening 3 and a bit minutes. Dundee have gone 1-0 up in the Championship at Cove Rangers. Morton 1-0 up against Queen's Park, also in the 2nd tier of Scottish football. Montrose 2-0 up in League One against Airdrieonians. bbc.co.uk/Sports Scotland, and you can keep up to date with everything that's going on in those other games. In the Premiership tonight, Ross County 0, Motherwell 0. Here in the Champions League, goalless at Anfield. Liverpool have had an opportunity. Alan McGregor, you suspect, will have saves to make this evening. He's had 1 so far, as that's shifted back up the line there. Van Dijk infield to Thiago. Now it's with Henderson in the fringes of the centre circle to the right for Alexander-Arnold, who plays it forward to Salah. Back to Henderson, it's an up and under forward. Núñez gives chase. He was in behind initially. Rangers head clear through Goldson, but here they come again. Tsimikas in the left, and it's a left foot effort which has been sliced well past the left hand post, and it will stay Liverpool 0, Rangers 0 here in Group A in the Champions League.
Yeah, it was a wasteful cross, thankfully, for Rangers, but the movement of the Liverpool forwards is just so hard to track. With the one just moments ago, I thought Barisic was lucky, actually. I felt his way had 2 arms around Salah, but they're coming from all angles. They're dropping short, they're spinning in behind. It's so difficult to defend against, and that's why Rangers have to be so switched on. Not just the back five when they're setting a 5, but the players who are screening in front as well, tracking runners.
The problem that they've got, Stephen, just now is that both the outside centre-backs and King and Davies, they're protecting Tavernier and Barisic, so when they're stretching out that back 3, Núñez is just darting in between them, or Jota's darting in between them, so they can go long, and if that back 3 drops off, then they just pop it into Jota, go short, and just cause all sorts of trouble. I mean, they've got so many ways of catching this Rangers side out tonight.
Conditions are just about perfect. It's pretty benign night on Merseyside, pretty mild as well. There's a big switch of play for Tsimikas on the near side. The Greek internationals kept it in play. Infield it goes. It might break back here to Tsimikas. Rolls it to Nunez, who's brought down by Ben Davies. That's a Liverpool free kick, about 25 yards from goal and slightly left to centre. 5.5 goalless minutes in.
The one-touch passing, it's just a joy to watch. They're moving the ball so quickly, 3-4 passes there on the edge of Rangers' box. I think Ben Davies didn't need to dive into this challenge as kind of quickly as he did. In on Darwin, does he catch him? Yeah, he gets a wee bit at the back of Darwin. He goes down quite easily, but a dangerous situation with a free kick to defend from probably about 25 yards.
Helpfully the guys have got monitors in front of them, so they will be able to keep an eye on the replays as we get them.
This is in range for Trent Alexander-Arnold, isn't it? He's normally not bad from this position. Favours him on this side.
Jordan Henderson was having a word with him. Salah too. This is an opportunity then for the home team. Salah and Alexander-Arnold covering their mouths in case there's any lip readers in the Rangers ranks. Henderson is there again. Alan McGregor organised his wall a few seconds ago. He's standing off his goal line in the centre of his 6-yard area, and Alexander-Arnold and Salah are over it. So it's Alexander-Arnold with the right or Salah with the left. A nervy moment for the Rangers supporters who are bunched in there behind Alan McGregor's goal, just to the right of it. Here's Alexander-Arnold. What a finish! What a free kick! What a goal from a class team and from a class player as the England international whips it over the Rangers wall and finds the top left corner, and it's the early goal that Rangers dreaded. Liverpool 1, Rangers 0.
Well, I did fancy it was going to be him. He's come under some heavy fire in recent weeks, the boy. But I don't think his ability at free kicks was ever in question, and you always fancied that when that free kick was given 25 yards out on this side of the box, that it would favour Trent Arnold just to whip it with the right foot and just reverse it. Alan McGregor's come off his line. He's almost theoretically trying to make the goal smaller by creeping towards it, but it's so accurate. There's so much
phenomenal
power.
I mean,
it's
really,
up and down so quickly, Stephen.
The quality of that free kick is of the highest level. Alan McGregor at full stretch, and it was quite far out as well, but he gets a lot of dip and a lot of whip on it, and it just nestles in the net. And really the nightmare start for Rangers, who have been under real pressure in the opening 8 minutes, but to go one behind so early in the game is not in the script.
Yeah, it could be a long old night. Certainly the Liverpool script. It was Jurgen Klopp doing the celebrating there with his coaching staff down below us. But it's the start. Giovanni van Bronckhorst certainly did not want, as Stephen Davis finds Lundstrom, who goes down. The referee's happy with Salah's challenge. This is picked up by Thiago, who knocks it to the right of the centre circle for the goal scorer Alexander-Arnold, who flicks it forward. Down the right hand side goes Darwin. His cross is cut out by Ben Davies, but it is another Liverpool corner. You get a horrible feeling for Rangers here that this could be a long old night for them.
Yeah, they're fired up. There was a little exchange. Lundstrom got caught, as you said, rightly so. I thought it was a free kick maybe, but it was Jordan Henderson busting at the back, and he's firing the rest of the boys up. He understands that he needs to meet Rangers, or Liverpool need to meet Rangers' intensity and aggression, and they're certainly set the tone, Liverpool.
Another out-swinging corner coming up from Alexander-Arnold from that right-hand side as they attack the goal to the left. He whips it in with the out-swing, and then the referee blows his whistle, and a groan from the Liverpool fans, but a sigh of relief from those of a Rangers persuasion. It just takes a little bit of a heat out of the situation. They find themselves in the 10th minute of the game. They are 1-0 down. Alexander-Arnold with the free kick. It's his third goal of the season. 1-0 incidentally to Ajax in the other game in this group. Kouros has scored the goal. Ajax 1, Napoli 0. So the Serie A leaders, who've been relentless at the early part of the season, including on Champions League business, put 4 goals past this Liverpool team on Matchday 1 before eventually getting through Rangers, albeit James Sands' red card did the home team absolutely no favours that night at Ibrox a couple of weeks back, as Tsimikas wins the throw-in on this near side for Liverpool, level with their own 6-yard line in front of the Kop. But Tillman putting the pressure on, trying to at least win a corner, but it's gone behind for the goal kick despite the outstretched arms and the protest from the American down on this near side, and it will stay at 1-0 to Liverpool. It's still goalless in Dingwall, Ross County against Motherwell in the Premiership this evening. Cove Rangers 0, Dundee 1, Queen's Park 0, Morton 1, and in League 1 it's Montrose 2, Airdrieonians 0, with Ajax leading Napoli by a goal to 0 in the other game in this group. 10.5 in, Giovanni van Bronckhorst, as you watch a replay, Neil, of the Alexander-Arnold free kick. It's a perfect dispatch, isn't it?
Oh, brilliant. I mean, it's so precise. Alan McGregor's at full stretch, he doesn't miss it by much, but you're just not stopping that. I tell you, from this elevated position, Liam, what a view you get of the game.
Stunning, yeah.
I mean, you really get to see how stretched Rangers are being with Liverpool just now because of the fullbacks. Arnold on one side and Tsimikas on the other. They're really getting good switches because what's happening at Rangers' back five are actually going deep. So the fullbacks, as I said, would get on it. They're switching it all the time, so they're really moving Rangers at every opportunity.
Yeah, you do feel as though you're floating on top of the pitch here, up at this elevated level as Liverpool come forward again, and it's a good run by them here. Luis Diaz picks up, just dancing around the edge of the box, and he rifles a shot just over the crossbar. That was aimed for the top right bin. It's over the top though, and a goal kick to Rangers as Liverpool continue to pepper that Rangers defence and that Rangers box.
It's the speed of the attacks. It's just so hard to defend against, and the numbers that are involved, they're basically leaving 4 players up pretty much the whole time against Rangers' back 5, which is forcing Rangers back, and Rangers can't really get out. And we talked before the match about Rangers wing-backs being able to get forward and how that could be a spring step for Rangers to get up the pitch and get into the game, but they're being forced back so much just by the positivity of Liverpool's play.
Well, here they come again. Liverpool. Goldson gets in the way. It was flicked forward by Diogo Jota, but it's now with Kent for Rangers. Bit of respite as Tavernier picks up. Motherwell have gone ahead in Dingwall. Kevin Van Veen with another penalty, another goal for him. It is Ross County 0, Motherwell 1 in the Premiership.
Nice little steal from Ryan Kent, good position. Just in that secondary 10 position, they're just picking it up. But it's Jota, I think, is giving Rangers some problems, Stevie. He's just tucking in behind Lundstram and Davis, and one of those anchor roles must have a look over the shoulder and pick him up, because he's the one that's really disrupting Rangers' ability to take hold of this match and get into the game.
That goal, incidentally, Van Veen's 8th of the season for Motherwell. It's Trent Alexander-Arnold's goal here that is the difference in the still early stages of this. 13 minutes played. Liverpool 1, Rangers 0.
Just on that occasion, Rangers managed to switch the ball, probably for the first time in the match, out to Barisic, who's got a lot of space because Trent Alexander-Arnold's playing quite narrow on the right-hand side and they're wanting Salah to go out to him. But he received it and his first thought was, right, I'm going to turn back and give it to the centre half. It's something that's been a bugbear of mine watching him over the last month or so in European football. Go forward, have a test.
It's Alexander-Arnold who almost managed to squeeze the pass through to Darwin, and it's cut out by Ben Davis and out for a Liverpool throw-in over on that right-hand side, which Trent Alexander-Arnold is over at level with the edge of the centre circle in the Rangers half. It's bowled forward for Darwin on that far side. First time crossing with the right, but he can't find Luis Diaz, and it's held on to by Alan McGregor. Darwin and Diaz were both brought in from the Portuguese top flight. Darwin from Benfica and Luis Diaz from Porto came in the winter window, having played against Liverpool in last season's group stage. As Connor Goldson picks up and rolls it to the right for Leon King. It's a long ball from the Rangers youngster. Van Dijk lets it drop over his head. Tillman put the pressure on, but the big Liverpool number 4 passes it back to his keeper, Alisson. It's not the best clearance, but he's actually managed to find Darwin Núñez, who flicks it out to Salah on that right. He's in space now as well. Barisic's trying to close him down. Here goes Salah attacking the Rangers penalty area. Chops onto the left foot, plays it across, and Alan McGregor gets the touches. Salah looked for the bottom left reverse corner. Fingertips low save from Alan McGregor, and he goes behind for Liverpool's latest corner. They lead 1-0 on 14.5.
Well, it shows you they don't have to just outgun you with total football. Alisson straight up, Darwin coming off the game short, flick round the corner, and then Salah coming in that strong left side, and Barisic's weak right side. What a good save. It's
really
dipping all the time into the corner.
Left-footed corner comes in from Tsimikas. It's flicked away by a Rangers head, and then clearance completed by Tavernier. Liverpool relentless here though. It's now in this left with Tsimikas again. Tillman manages to nudge the ball away slightly from him. Picked up though by Darwin on this near side. Finds Diaz, level with the Rangers penalty spot. Runs into his teammate Tsimikas, but he passes it back the way to Thiago. All the action taking place down below us. We are right on top of the Rangers half of the pitch, and this is where the game's being played. I'm afraid for the Rangers fans as Thiago crosses the ball in, and it sails behind for the goal kick as Matip tried to get his head onto it. It goes behind harmlessly in the end. Liverpool 1, Rangers 0. Matip, who scored the late winner against Ajax on match day 2. That was a big win for Liverpool. They've had a lot of criticism recently, and they were 2-0 up against Brighton and Hove Albion here at the weekend. They were pegged back. In fact, they managed to get to 3-2, but pegged back late on, having gone 3-2 up at one stage. Alan McGregor thumps the long ball forward, comes off Matip's head, and Van Dijk will usher it back to Alisson.
The thing about that Salah chance just a minute ago is you've seen him do it so many times, and when he's coming in, say, you know what he's going to do, but it's almost impossible to stop because of the speed he's moving at and how quickly he can manipulate the ball out his feet and get the shot off. It was a brilliant save from Alan McGregor. It was going in the bottom corner. It was fingertip stuff from him.
Cove Rangers have equalised against Dundee in the Championship. Cove 1, Dundee 1. It's 1-0 Morton at Queen's Park. Montrose 2-0 up against the Airdrieonians in League One. Motherwell continue to lead Ross County half an hour into that game, and Dingwall, County 0, Motherwell 1. Here come Liverpool, who also lead 1-0. Slipped forward by Henderson. The edge of the area, Darwin has it pinched off him. It's back to Alan McGregor, who clears with the right foot into the centre circle. Morelos did well to hold off Matip's. Good play by him, Morelos, and he's managed under pressure to find Tillman on the near side. He's on his own at the moment, shows a little bit too much to Thiago, but Tavernier picks up the scraps, chips it forward, goes straight to Van Dijk though. He goes back to his goalkeeper, Alisson, who takes it across his body onto his right foot, and he is thinking of playing the short ball to Alexander-Arnold. That's a route that was closed off, so his clearance isn't good. Plays it straight to Barisic. Now Kent, lovely pirouette, little chop, goes down. Free kick Rangers, left hand side of the D, and it's only about 20 yards from goal.
Great little spin from Ryan Kent there, took it in really well, just on a pirouette almost, and just got himself goal side.
He bought it well, didn't he? Because you know he does go down.
He knew the contact
easily,
was coming, Stevie, but his little barrel away from Henderson was superb, and then draws the foul. And I mean, it's not a million miles away from where Liverpool scored their opener in this match.
It's set up perfectly for Tavernier. We've seen him do it on numerous occasions in the past.
A couple of good moments for Rangers though, Liam. The one just previous to that, when Morelos is holding it up, that's why he's in the side. Bit of bullying nature about him. With Matip, brings it down, gets Rangers into the final third of Liverpool.
Well, this is probably the kind of situation where they can get success tonight. They get set plays in and around the Liverpool penalty area. It could trouble a leaky defence, and it has been a leaky defence recently. I just mentioned they conceded 3 to Brighton here at the weekend. Tavernier stands over this with Barisic. As I say, left-hand side, just about at the left angle of the box, maybe a couple of yards away from that. More central than that. Tavernier hits it right-footed straight into the wall though. Kent, who won it, gets at the edge of the box, and he lashes a shot high over the bar. And that's going to be a goal kick to Liverpool, who lead 1-0, 18 and a half minutes played at Anfield.
Yeah, it's poor from both of them. The free kick from Tavernier straight into the wall, and when the deflection comes to Ryan Kent, he really just slashed at it. A wee bit more composure. I mean, it's a decent opportunity. He's probably just at the edge of the box, but he's wild when he hits it and it goes high into the cop.
Stephen Davis is having to do some defending over on that far side, under a bit of pressure with Diogo Jota as it's worked to the edge of the penalty area for Luis Diaz. Back to Thiago, Liverpool attacking the Rangers box again. Tsimikas with a little header for Diaz. Tillman wins it back. Liverpool claim handball. The referee tells them to keep going. No free kick. Rangers in possession. Stephen Davis, Jordan Henderson snapping around at him. Manages to find Lundstrom, the Scouser. He's given it straight to Salah. Salah rolls it infield. It's now with Diaz. Under pressure from King. Diaz on the turn. Finds Thiago, who finds Henderson. He rolls it out to Tsimikas on this left-hand side. Looks up at the box, crosses in with the left foot, headed away by Goldson, picked up by Alexander-Arnold, right-hand side of the box, a delicate cross ball. It's too high for Darwin, but it breaks to Thiago. Little nonchalant chip into the box. Tsimikas with a header across towards the 6-yard area, but Alan McGregor will eventually hold on to it. We played almost 20, Liverpool 1, Rangers 0. Under the lights here at Anfield. Tomorrow, Sportsound has more Champions League action. It's RB Leipzig against Celtic, match day 3 in Group F. That's an earlier kick-off, that one. And then on Thursday, Hearts against Fiorentina in the Europa Conference League Group A. Match day 3 there as well.
See there, we're talking before the game about being a bit brave. Barisic, he's half position, is doing nothing because Salah tucks inside. He's deep. When the ball goes to him, Salah goes out and shuts him off. If he's 5-6 yards higher, it gives Trent Arnold a decision. Does he bounce? If he bounces, then he goes over the top and he's in for Morelos or Kent. So Barisic is doing nothing with his position, and Tavernier on the other side. So both of them need to be brave in possession.
Jordan Henderson with the ball forward. Here is Darwin, right hand side of the Rangers box, level with the 6-yard area. Turns it back to Salah, looks up, tried to reverse it into the path of Henderson. It's blocked. Lundstram gets away with it, rather. He was dillying on it, but it's broken James Tavernier's way. Right hand side, but it's another loose ball. He's given it straight to Matip, but now at the edge of the box, Liverpool have it again. Darwin, little break, shout for handball again as it was bouncing up at chest level, but eventually it breaks back to Alan McGregor, and it stays Liverpool 1, Rangers 0, as Napoli equalise against Ajax in Amsterdam. That's 1-1 now in the other game in this group.
It comes from a slack pass from Lundstram, that whole attack, and we spoke about it before the game, how Rangers can't just gift possession back to Liverpool because it'll just be waves of attack. They've got to keep the ball better, they've got to make sure they circulate it, have a few passes. In that occasion, Lundstram tries to fire it up directly to a striker, gets caught out, and then waves of attack again, 4 or 5 bodies running at you.
Giacomo Raspadori, who scored at Ibrox the last match day, has got Napoli's equaliser at the Johan Cruyff Arena, as Liverpool pick up here with Thiago in the centre circle. Rolls it along that wonderful playing surface, low out to this near side for Tsimikas, back to Thiago as we approach 22 minutes. It's an overhit cross-field ball though, and it evades Diogo Jota and goes out for a Rangers throw-in over on the far side. Liverpool 1, Rangers 0 as we approach the end of the first quarter of match day 3 here. How's Giovanni van Bronckhorst feeling right now, Neil, down there and sitting down in the dugout?
Well, I think he'll be nervous when Liverpool are on the attack, but I think he'll be looking for more bravery from his team. I'm saying it, and I can't help say it because I just feel as if they're giving Liverpool just way too much respect.
Interested spectator, Liverpool legend and former Rangers manager Steven Gerrard inside the stadium. Aston Villa boss watching his 2 old teams. Of course, the man who just about, although he didn't score all the goals, almost single-handedly dragged Liverpool back into that final in Istanbul. And Tsimikas picks up and plays it to Luis Diaz, now back with Henderson into the central area towards the edge of the box. It's Salah, rolls it to the right, Alexander-Arnold, he blasts for a goal, blocked by Barisic, out for a Liverpool throw-in, level with the Rangers penalty spot on the far side. This is such hard work for these Rangers players right now. They're up against the ropes. Alexander-Arnold's cross is gathered by McGregor in the 6-yard box, and it stays Liverpool 1, Rangers 0 on 23.
The tempo that Liverpool are playing at, it's just so difficult to play against. Another slack one there from Rangers, you know, 2 passes, the ball comes out to Tavernier, he plays it into Steve Davis, overhit passes, he tries to pass it out to Tillman, give it away, and Liverpool are back in possession. But the tempo that Liverpool are playing at, they're not allowing Rangers a second to breathe.
That's the statistic there just from a couple of seconds ago. 152 passes to 59 in Liverpool's favour, with an 89% pass accuracy so far for Jurgen Klopp's side, as Thiago finds Luis Diaz. Likes this competition. Klopp won it with Liverpool 2019. He's been involved in 4 finals, one of those with Borussia Dortmund when they lost to Bayern Munich in London, 3 of them with Liverpool, though 2 of those were defeats. As Thiago picks up and rolls it back to Matip just inside the centre circle, out to the right hand side for Darwin, up against Barisic. It's level with the Rangers penalty spot. Back to Salah, the right angle of the area, finds Alexander-Arnold to Salah, back to Alexander-Arnold. Good challenge by Ben Davis though. Now it's with Kent. It's to check his run, there's nobody in blue ahead of him really in a viable position, and he eventually turns it back the way to Barisic, who goes back to McGregor, and he finds King as we approach 25 minutes. 1-0 Liverpool. Leon King, big night for the Rangers youngster as he goes long, but his pass into the centre circle is headed away by Alexander-Arnold. One back by Davis. Stephen Davis, who finds Morelos out to Tillman on the near side. He's just bumped off it there by Tsimikas, and out it goes for a throw into Liverpool in front of their manager.
So much more snap than the Liverpool players, not only in possession of the football, just popping it around, but just as we've already spoken about, the tempo, they just go and rush possession that Rangers are enjoying. And I say enjoying loosely because I don't think they are enjoying possession, because at every moment there's a red shirt on them and making it very uncomfortable. This is a good footballing side, Rangers are, and they need to be more confident in possession of the football. They need to be a little bit braver and ask questions of Liverpool. I think they're just surrendering possession too quickly.
Liverpool's possession's tickling 70% right now as Van Dijk picks up on the left-hand side and moves it infield to the central area for Henderson. Steps away from Morelos and rolls it out to the right-hand side for Salah. To Jordan Henderson. Back to Salah wide on the right-hand side, level with the edge of the D of the Rangers box. Reverse ball into the area. Darwin has it, pulls it back. It's the wrong place though. He too waiting for the blast across the face of goal. Luis Diaz is one of them, and he's having a go at Darwin Núñez. He has at least won a corner, but he knows he's done wrong. Liverpool 1, Rangers 0.
The pass from Salah, the 1-2 initially on Barisic, cuts in. You're thinking he's got onto that left foot again. Is he going to go for a shot? Sees the run of Núñez. Núñez really should have gone, flashed that across the 6-yard box.
In comes the corner. It's a good one, whipped in from that far side, but headed clear. Clearance completed there by Stephen Davis, but given away by Tavernier. Back towards his own box. Here comes the cross. Goldson spooked, heads it behind for the corner. Well, this is a brilliant Liverpool side, but Rangers aren't doing themselves any favours at all here at Anfield.
No.
27th minute of the game, Rangers down 1-0, and another corner to defend.
Yeah, well, Goldson has to deal with that. He could have got cute there and tried to take it on the chest, but he just didn't have the awareness of what was around him, and couldn't take any chances. But again, it was the Rangers captain this time surrendering possession easily.
Alexander-Arnold will take in swinger from this near side, right in front of the Ranger support. Right-footed corner, and it comes 6-yard area, and Van Dijk is millimetres away from making the kind of contact that would have made it 2-0. It stays at 1 after 27 minutes.
Well, he finds himself free in the middle of the 6-yard box. I think it's ended up being Morelos that's jumped with him, but a mismatch in terms of height. He must have shook off whoever was marking him. He is millimetres, you're right, and then the flick-on's nearly put in at the back post, but the quality of the ball makes it right into the middle of the 6-yard box. And again, you know, Rangers defensively, we've seen their frailties from corner kicks already in European football this season, and that was a very, very close one indeed.
Diogo Jota forward to Darwin Núñez on this left-hand side, taking on King, stretching his legs, making for the byline. King's challenge, a very good one, but it's yet another Liverpool corner.
Yeah, the youngster does well though, Liam, because I think Darwin has started the game very sharply. He's trying to run the young fella down the outside, and King didn't give up, made a very good sliding challenge. I thought he was just going to nip in ahead of him and draw a yellow card, but it's just relentless, corner after corner just now.
This is their 6th of the game, 29th minute. Liverpool looking for a second. Tsimikas over it, left-footed, out swinging into the Rangers box. Van Dijk gets his head to it again, but he can only head it down into the ground, and it pops up on the left-hand side of the Rangers box. Tavernier tries to get it away, but he's given it away once more. Here's Joe Matip on that right-hand side, out to the touchline for Salah, who rolls it back along the grass to Alexander-Arnold, who's midway inside the Rangers half. The big switch is perfect, out to Tsimikas on this near side, level with the Rangers 18, taking on Tillman. Tillman stands his ground well though, but he's under pressure still. Tillman, little pass out of defence for Lundstrom, who's under pressure again. He's tried to play off Tsimikas for the goal kick. He has succeeded, according to the French referee, and frustration for the Liverpool fans around us. 29 in, Liverpool 1, Rangers 0. The home team still leading thanks to that Trent Alexander-Arnold free kick, which was pinpoint accuracy in the early stages of the game. In the 7th minute of it, it's still 1-1 in the other game in the group between Ajax and Napoli. Motherwell still continue to lead Ross County 1-0, closing in on half-time there. Kevin Van Veen's penalty. 1-1 Cove Rangers Dundee. Morton 1-0 up at Queen's Park in the Championship, and in League One it's Montrose 2, Airdrieonians 0. Those matches knocking on half-time. 7:45 kickoffs. We got underway here at Anfield at 8 in this game between Liverpool and Rangers, and that Alexander-Arnold goal's the difference right now. Here come the home team yet again. Down the left, Darwin Núñez looks up at the box. Thought about the first time cross, instead he decides to control the ball, taking on King. Right-footed cross, not great, cleared by Goldson on the 6-yard line. Van Dijk manages to press it forward to the left there for Tsimikas, to Darwin Núñez, and Liverpool's worst pass of the night goes straight to Lundstrom. Now it's with Davis. Liverpool all over them. They're just not letting Rangers
Their pressing's
breathe.
incredible.
When they get possession, Rangers, the rare occasions they're getting it, they're just not even having time to think what they're going to do next.
No, they're being smothered. I mean, the intensity of the Liverpool press is not allowing them an opportunity to find the spare ball, which is probably a switch, but they can't get 3 passes together to look up to find the switch.
Tavernier short throw into Lundstrom, back to Tavernier. Tavernier just kind of hopefully dinked that into the centre circle. He's given it straight to Alexander-Arnold, who's driving forward again. Chip ball into the box, headed away by Ben Davies. Lundstrom's header goes straight to Alexander-Arnold again on that right hand side.
Honestly, Liam, there's a handbrake on here for Rangers. Tavernier, yeah, you're right, it's a poor pass.
Morelos has just done brilliantly there, Neil.
Yeah, he has. He's held it up, and he's actually been okay so far. He's done his job when it's come to him. That's much better from Barisic.
And Ryan Kent with a flick of the outside of the boot looking for Barisic, bit too much on it. That was the right idea though from Ryan Kent.
It is, Liam, and the reason why I'm saying is because his higher position asks questions of the Liverpool fullback. Tavernier, I was pointing out there, he's looking for the switch, but Barisic is still attached to the back four for nothing. So Salah's working inside. Barisic must ask more questions. It has to be an outball for Rangers because they've had very, very little.
The 2 games in the Championship are at half-time now. Max Anderson, Mitch Megginson trading goals. Cove 1, Dundee 1, Queen's Park 0, Morton 1. Jace Cabia got that goal as Rangers play some football in the Liverpool half, and they're beyond the midway point of it. Bold throw in there, Tavernier to Morelos, who goes down, challenged by Matip. Appeals to the referee, who waves the Colombian back to his feet. It's now with Alexander-Arnold, who works a 1-2 with Henderson at the edge of his own box, and then sweeps it forward to Salah, who plays it to Henderson. The central midfield players don't have a problem popping up on the wings, do they? It's Jordan Henderson.
They're enjoying themselves, Liam. This Liverpool side are starting to really enjoy themselves. You can see it. You're right. Henderson shouldn't be bombing into the right wing position, that's for sure.
Liverpool 1-0 up. Mo Salah with a chip ball into the Rangers box, looking for Luis Diaz. Breaks though as it's headed clear by Goldson to Lundstrom, who rolls it out to the left for Barisic. Back to the left-hand side of his own box for Ben Davies. You can only boot it up high into the air and out for a throw-in over on the far side, midway inside Rangers territory, to be taken by Alexander-Arnold. Ben Davies, who was at Liverpool until the summer, Rangers brought him in. He didn't ever play a first-team game for them. Ryan Kent did. He managed 1 appearance for the Liverpool first team, less than an hour against Exeter in an FA Cup tie, before he went out on a couple of loans, including one at Rangers, as the half-time whistle goes at Victoria Park. It's Ross County 0, Motherwell 1 in the Premiership, one of the rescheduled games that were postponed a few weeks ago. Here's Thiago Alcantara, who won this competition, as I mentioned. He was at Barcelona, of course, was at Bayern Munich as well, as the other game in this group yields another goal, and it has gone to Napoli, who've come from behind to lead. Haven't got the goal scorer yet as Liverpool come forward. Chip ball forward, flag stayed down, chance! McGregor with a brilliant save. How on earth has he kept Darwin Núñez out there? Left-hand side of the 6-yard box. There was no offside. The flag stayed down, and Darwin's effort is blocked superbly well by the strong arm of Alan McGregor, and he's kept it at Liverpool 1, Rangers 0 on 34.
So we spoke about, I mean, the incredible thing is it is only 1-0 given the pressure that Liverpool have put Rangers under. We spoke about Alan McGregor before the game, how important his role would be tonight. He's already made 3 big saves. One you would expect him to make, the other 2 were top class saves, and that was one of them there. I actually felt as though Darwin should have done better. The ball was clipped in. His movement in behind was very good. He takes a decent enough touch, but his shot was pretty much straight at Alan McGregor, but a really strong hand to keep it out. More pressure, relentless.
Here they come again, Liverpool. 11 minutes from half-time. Matip has it, the edge of the centre circle. It is the big Cameroonian, and he sweeps it out to Alexander-Arnold, who looks up. His little reverse ball's cut out by Barisic. He breaks back to Thiago though. Liverpool 1-0 up. Giovanni Di Lorenzo incidentally got that second Napoli goal after Raspadori had equalised. Ajax 1, Napoli 2 in the other game in Group A. Here come Liverpool, and it's Luis Diaz dancing into the box. He shoots low, and it's saved comfortably this time by McGregor. He didn't catch it, but James Tavernier and Leon King on this near side gave Luis Diaz the freedom of Merseyside there as he made his way into the penalty box unchallenged, but he didn't get any real purchase in the shot. 10 from the break. Liverpool 1, Rangers 0.
Yeah, Stephen Davis involved as well, I think. Culpable.
Was, yeah.
I mean, he has to stay with the ball. Tavernier is going with the runner on the outside. Davis, if he doesn't get any information, must stay with the ball. He stepped inside, went with the runner also. 2 players with the decoy, and it allowed Diaz just to step inside, and it was comfortable for Alan McGregor. The big thing was not to spill it for the seconds, but I mean, this is turning into a little bit of a mismatch right now. Giovanni's got a lot of work to do, and most of it, to be honest, we pointed out tactically what was going to happen about the fullbacks getting the freedom, which they're getting. Jota getting in the little hole in behind, which he's doing. But for me, a lot of it, Kenny mentioned it before the game, a lot is to do with mindset and application. Rangers need to up the game.
Stephen Davis has found Kent, prods it forward to Morelos to the right, comes back towards Tillman, goes under his leg, now it's with Davis, midway inside. The Liverpool have its Tavernier into the midfield for Lundstrom, and now Stephen Davis switches the play out to the left for Barisic. Better from Rangers this. 36 in, they trail 1-0. As it's rolled back to Ben Davis, then into the centre circle for Goldson. To his right for King. Goldson has it again. And it's a chip ball with the right foot out to the left-hand side for Borna Barisic, who controls. Under pressure from Salah, infield for Lundstrom, and then into the centre circle for Goldson. Rangers probably, right now, this is their best period of possession
by
in the
miles.
match.
Yeah, and why? Because 2 fullbacks are high and they're asking questions, so it's giving them an out ball in behind the forwards of Liverpool. That's the reason. It's not half.
Here's Ryan Kent, out wide left for Barisic. Alexander-Arnold comes to meet him. He returns it to Kent, down to the byline. Tries to sneak away from Henderson, but Henderson does well, gets a little touch and he gets it clear. Taken down by Diogo Jota, who's cynically tripped by Lundstrom just as he was about to release Darwin Núñez down the right-hand side, potentially with a running on goal, and Lundstrom picks up a yellow card for the professional foul. 37 minutes
pass,
played.
Stevie.
Liverpool 1, Rangers 0.
The pass is exceptional. Lundstrom's had a tough 30 odd minutes. He really has struggled with the intensity of the game, and that occasion just gets caught out by the pass and the movement, and it's actually a pretty crude challenge, a rake down the back of Jota's
He's felt it, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has, and rightly booked.
Yeah, that wasn't just a...
No, it wasn't just a clip.
That was a rake of the studs.
Yellow for Lundstrom. Of course, if the VAR decide that's worthy of something more elevated than that, then they would be checking it. Generally, professional foul. Of course, he was shown a red for a professional foul earlier this season by Willie Collum at Easter Road. In that league draw, Rangers finished with 9 men. Was downgraded to a yellow. It's generally the punishment. Salah back into the Diogo Jota, who's back in his feet. Cleared by Ben Davis. Towards Kent. Gets away from one. Alexander-Arnold with a touch. Now it's Thiago, who's brought down by Morelos. Referee allowing the advantage here. It's out with Tsimikas. And roll back to Van Dijk inside his own half. A little bit of the tempo's gone out of the game. Probably suits Rangers right now, to be honest. 38 minutes in. Liverpool 1, Rangers 0. As Alexander-Arnold knocks it through Salah, right hand side of the box, low ball back, and again Goldson takes absolutely no chances and dumps it behind for a Liverpool corner. Liverpool 1, Rangers 0.
I don't know about you, Neil, but it's some pass, but Barisic has got to be more aware of the pass inside him there. The movement is excellent, the pass is excellent. We're used to seeing that, but you've got to be more switched on.
You shouldn't be getting done in the inside pass.
Short corner, Alexander-Arnold gets it back, crosses in, headed clear by Morelos. Picked up by Luis Diaz on that far side. Alexander-Arnold with the ball back, not what he intended, it's a high one. Tsimikas gets there and does brilliantly to turn it back to his goalkeeper. Wonder how easy it's going to be for Andy Robertson to get back into this team, given the form of Kostas Tsimikas, who's an able deputy for Robertson, who's practically been a first choice here, I think 4 or 5 seasons now. So Alexander-Arnold picks up and rolls it out to Salah on that right hand side. Moving forward up against Barisic, low ball, Diaz with his back to goal, turns it back to Henderson. Left footed ball to the right hand side of the area for Darwin, taking on Barisic, getting the cross in. It's too high for everyone though, and it goes out for a throw in on the reverse side for Rangers. We're in the 40th minute, approaching the end of that now. Liverpool 1, Rangers 0.
If they get in, Neil, at half time 1-0 down, then you know you've got to say you're still in the match and they can work on things, because this has been a first half performance from Liverpool that's deserved more than just a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, I mean, even when they take a bad touch, they still get time to recover it. and got onto the second touch. That's how far off Rangers are in this first half in comparison to the levels that Liverpool are working under.
Thiago infield for Salah. Kent trying to win it back off him, but the Egyptian bites back, just dumps his shoulder there and now drives forward, having won it back off Kent. Reverse ball in the box, and it's Salah McGregor with another save to deny Darwin Núñez. You could have had a hat-trick in this first half. This time right angle of the 6-yard area, and his shot is blocked by the Rangers number 1. He's wearing the number 1, and he's in the team for a reason. You can see that. Liverpool 1, Rangers 0.
Outstanding again. I mean, it's incredible. It's still 1-0, but Darwin's movement is absolutely brilliant. That's a carbon copy we just watched only, 5 minutes ago? Slip ball from Salah.
In comes the corner, it's an in-swinger, and there was another opportunity with a header this time. And Darwin was up in the 6-yard area. It's come off his head, I think, and gone behind for the goal kick. Van Dijk, of course, was involved. But it was Darwin Núñez who couldn't get his head onto that. He's shaking his head.
I think he can't believe he's not scored.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's it. I mean, for me, that was Alan McGregor's best save. It was certainly the best opportunity for Darwin. And, you know, he's thinking to himself, I've scored here. And Alan McGregor manages to get a kind of foot to it and deflect it into the side netting. That's probably, you know, he must have had, 6 saves in this opening 40 minutes, Alan McGregor.
Yeah, 3 of them are outstanding saves.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Goes out for a throw-in on the near side for Liverpool from the long ball from the Rangers keeper. 41.5 played. The Rangers fans are desperate for half-time right now. I know the Rangers players will probably be feeling that. They are being given a bit of a lesson here by Liverpool, who are currently sitting mid-table in the Premier League in England. It's not a position that they've been accustomed to in recent years. Jurgen Klopp really has resurrected their fortunes. I know Brendan Rodgers came so close to winning the title that year, pipped by Chelsea in the end, but just in the last 5-6 years since Klopp took over, they've looked back to where they feel they should be. European champions, English champions. Comes out to play for a Rangers throw-in on the far side. Liverpool felt it should have gone the other way. Midway inside the Rangers half, 42.5 on the clock, with Liverpool leading by a goal to 0. Napoli leading 2-1 in Amsterdam against Ajax in the other game in this group. The domestic football all at half-time. Indeed, Queen's Park Morton in the Championship has kicked off early. The second half of which Morton 1-0 up, Cove 1, Dundee 1, and 1-0 Motherwell in the Premiership against Ross County. Montrose 2-0 up on Airgeonians in League 1. In the Champions League Group A, ticking towards the half-time interval. Lovely little back heel there by Luis Diaz, and now Darwin Núñez is in again, and again McGregor denies him 4 times.
This is just a
in this first half.
Honestly, sorry Liam, I mean, this guy's movement is exceptional, but he's making his match, isn't he? I don't know how many times I've heard you commentate and raise your voice, and it's Alan McGregor that's on the back of for coming up with something outstanding. But I tell you who isn't outstanding so far, Tillman, giving the ball away in the middle of the park, he's walking about right now at Anfield. Look at Thiago just stepping in there. That's unacceptable right now.
Here come Liverpool, Salah, and then to the edge of the area, Diogo Jota to Thiago, whose right foot shot goes high over the bar. 43.5 on the clock. Liverpool 1, Rangers 0. The fact is, at this level, you cannot afford a single passenger in your team.
Absolutely not, and it was Thiago that goes and has an effort over the bar there. I mean, Giovanni has got a big team talk. I don't think it's about tweaking this personnel. I think he needs to make some changes, rattle things up a little bit. Tillman hasn't done anything for me. Barisic needs to get a rocket going and get himself higher up the pitch to allow Rangers to get into the game. He's been up that area of the pitch. Tavernier needs to get up higher as well, just to allow the team. I have to say, Morelos Tomo, I don't know what your thoughts are as a striker, a lone striker, but I think he's actually done okay
with what he's had, which has been very, very little.
Nothing.
You know, and it's difficult when you're only getting a touch of the ball every 15 minutes or so, but when he has had it, he's secured it reasonably well. I can't say the same for a lot of his teammates.
Morelos fighting for it. He's wanting a free kick. He's not getting one. Liverpool back in possession in the final minute of the first half. It's a chip ball. Luis Diaz driving forward. He's in behind Leon King. Chops back onto the right foot. Gets an overlap. Uses it. Diogo Jota across. And it bounces off Darwin and goes behind for the goal kick. He was on the 6-yard line. He's wanting a corner. He's wagging his finger at the referee. Is the big Uruguayan striker. But it will stay Liverpool 1, Rangers 0 as we tick towards the end of the 45 minutes. There's about 5 seconds left. The Fourth official doesn't appear to have a board in his hand, so it doesn't look as though there's any stoppage time as Alan McGregor prepares to take the goal kick. He's been the Rangers' hero tonight. He was always going to have to be a hero coming to Anfield on Champions League business at some points in the game, but he's the reason that Rangers only trail by a solitary goal at half-time as Clement Turpin blows for the break. Liverpool lead. Trent Alexander-Arnold with a fabulous free kick on 7 minutes after a Ben Davies foul on Darwin, who's been superb up front. His movement has been so difficult for Rangers to live with. But when you look through the notes of the first half, 3 minutes, Darwin shot saved. 34 minutes, Darwin shot saved. 41 minutes, Darwin shot saved. 43 minutes, Darwin shot saved. Alan McGregor, in his 41st year, is keeping the scoreline down. He's keeping Rangers in this. He's making the scoreline look pretty competitive right now. The game of football itself's been anything but. Mo Salah, Van Dijk, Matip have also missed really good opportunities in this first half. And it's a bit of a miracle that at half-time at Anfield, on Matchday 3 in Champions League Group A, it is Liverpool 1, Rangers 0.
Rangers in the Champions League.
Live on Sports Sound from BBC Radio Scotland.
What a strike! What a goal from Rangers! So Liverpool ahead here at half-time. Tom English, you'd have to say that the home side have been an absolute joy to watch.
Yeah, they have. All of the things that everyone has been saying about them in the preamble to this match, Klopp has fixed them. Their intensity has been incredible. The tempo has been incredible. The work rate has been incredible. Their accuracy has been good, apart from when they get in within firing range of the goal. Very classy performance. Rangers are spooked. Their heads are gone completely, giving the ball away all over the place. Now they're being pressed into submission. But they can't get out. They can't find a teammate. They're getting hustled and harried. Physically, they're losing the battle as well. And it's just the only miracle is that it's 1-0. And the finishing for Liverpool, the saves from McGregor have been excellent, but the finishing, particularly from Darwin Núñez, has been pretty lousy. A good few of those have been pretty close to McGregor. Now he's made the saves and he's been Rangers, the beacon for Rangers, the one beacon. He's been magnificent, and he is magnificent. But if this keeps going one-way traffic, Liverpool will score more goals, no question. They're all Rangers are just out of their depth here.
Yeah, one of the things I love watching in any game, Neil, is that slide rule pass, especially behind the full-backs. Yeah. Some of the passes that have cut Rangers open have been fantastic, haven't they?
Yeah, but so you need a couple of components there, Kenny, to enjoy that. So first of all, the guy can see it. Second of all, can he execute it? But you need someone to make those runs. Yeah. Because if they don't make the runs, they don't even look to play the pass, they don't try and execute it. They're getting into areas, Liverpool, where they can afford to make that. They're playing on almost the edge of the 18-yard box. Darwin's movement is exceptional. But he's blessed that he's got Jota behind him, Salah, Diaz. They can all play those passes, but as I said, I think his movement's been great. Tom's been fairly critical of his finishing, and I think he's right to do that. I think you expect him to put at least one of those chances away, but McGregor has been the saviour, and that allows Giovanni to go in there and really shuffle the pack now, because at 1-0 you're always still in it, absolutely, but not at that performance level that they're putting on.
Can you make the players believe that, though, Neil? I know it's only 1-0, but they've been battered in that first half.
I don't think he needs to be quiet and nice about it. Aye. I think he needs to rattle a few cages, because, as I said, it's unacceptable for anybody to be walking on this field when somebody's attacking you. If you're part of a component of a team where you're charged with making sure you're getting in contact with people and it's not easy possession, you stand off players of the quality that Liverpool have, you're done. Sooner or later, it's going to be 2, it's going to be 3, it's going to be so. So I would expect changes. Generally, a manager will go, look, you've got 15 minutes to make an impact. I'm not so sure that all of those players that left the field will take the field in the second half.
What on earth is it like, Tomo, as a player, when you're under that constant pressure? How do you stay focused?
It's horrible.
How do you stay composed?
It's horrible. You feel helpless at times on the pitch, especially with the tempo that Liverpool are playing at. And some of the Rangers players, you have to say, do look lost out there. Neil's brought up Tillman, but you could go through the team and there's been a number of passengers. Lundstrom, for me, he's not looked himself in the middle of the park. He's obviously now booked. I just think they're not used to this level of opponent and level of speed of play, and it's shown. And Tom said there was a golfing clash. You can see it. It's very, very visible. What I will counter that with is that I do think Rangers are better than what they're showing. They are better players than what they're showing out there. But when you're on that pitch and it's as relentless as it has been from Liverpool, it's very difficult to snap out of it, and that's why the half-time has come only being at 1-0 at the perfect time. They can reset. They have to reset, because if they go out and put in a similar performance in the second half, there's only so much Alan McGregor can do. I mean, I have thoroughly enjoyed watching Núñez as a striker. Watching his movement is just fascinating, watching the guy. Not just in and around the 18-yard box, when he drifts wider and sucks defenders in, even when he comes short, it has been a masterclass. But Neil's right, you can be a good striker and you can have good movement, but you need people to see and be on the same wavelength as you are. And behind them, Salah, Diaz, Jota. It has been a joy to watch, as you said, but Rangers are better than what they're showing right now.
Liverpool look like they've got about 13 players on the park, and Rangers look like they've got about 9 or 10. It's just, at times I felt like counting the Liverpool players, because they're everywhere.
Yeah,
they are absolutely everywhere. And every time Rangers guy gets the ball, they're swarmed over by Liverpool players, and they attack with such accuracy and such pace and such class. I mean, I don't know how it's 1-0. Well, McGregor.
Well, Neil, can you explain it to us tactically why it looks like there are 13 Liverpool players there? Why are they overrunning Rangers time and again?
I think they're always going to enjoy possession in the wide areas, and then that will, so to the fullbacks, Kenny, and then that will suck the wing backs of Rangers out there. That then leaves them a little bit exposed, because if the wing back's going to face up the fullback of Liverpool, it means you're 3 for 3 with the strikers against 3 centre backs. But they've got more than that, because Jota's just trying to operate in behind Steve Davis and Lundstrom. Then when one of those midfielders drop back to pick him up, that means that Thiago or Henderson become free. So they're really manipulating Rangers' shape. Now, it's a very defensive shape out of possession. You can handle that if everybody's working. I don't believe everybody in a Rangers jersey is working as hard as they can. I've already pointed 1 or 2 out. But it's offensively, you have to do a good job on your opponent to get yourself into the game, to stop the domination is what they're having to get, Kenny, and that's what I'm talking about. I think it was at 40 odd minutes, 30, high 30s, 40. I think Liam said Rangers are enjoying their best part of the game, the most passes they've strung together, and I said, well, it's no secret, because it isn't, because Barisic is on the other side of Salah. That means that he's out the game, so he then will either have to drop right back towards Barisic and allow Trent Arnold to come inside, or he stays higher, which means he can clip a ball over him. That would introduce the fullback of Liverpool to go and impact him. That would leave space for Kent. So that's what Liverpool are doing to Rangers.
I think they're terrified of going forward. I think Tavernier and Barisic are terrified, knowing that if they go forward, because of the quality that Liverpool have, they're going to get caught out. So they're just sitting in their 5. But Neil's right, at one stage you've got to say, right, because it's looking an awful lot to me without the extra goals so far as an Ajax performance, when they were passive and they allowed it to happen. And don't get me wrong, it's difficult to stop. It's difficult to stop, but you've got it at one stage, and a couple of times Barisic got it in the wider area, and instead of just, I mean, what's the first thing you say to a wide player when he gets the ball early on in the game? Take it and go and take on the fullback. Even if you win as a throw-in, fine, but then the fullback thinks next time you get it, right, he's going to be coming at me. Trent Alexander-Arnold's never once been asked any questions down this side here. I can't think of once that Tavernier's been in a decent area in terms of possession, high up the park to put a ball in the box. So,
but you know where it comes from, Stevie? Well, I used to play with Arthur Newman on the left side, and I would come so far back, or I would get into a position, and Arthur would say, that's enough, or get higher. You get higher, never mind, that's my job. So the 3 centre backs at some stage need to say, well, do you know what, we need to get back in the game. get higher, Borna, or get higher, James. Just go. If it breaks down and you don't go on it, we'll deal with it. Go. That's bravery from the guys from behind to send the guys forward areas of the pitch in the areas where they're going to positively affect the team and ask questions of the opposition. If they're not getting the information, do you know what they'll do when you're uneasy and you're not brave? You'll play reserve.
So they try to protect themselves, these central defenders.
Maybe they're worried about the attacking threat, but sooner or later you need to take responsibility to say, well, do you know what? Go, because otherwise we're going to have to defend and from 30 yards out of our goal all night. And sooner or later they're going to hit the back of the net. It's going to be 2, it's going to be 3, it's going to be 4, and we're going to come away with a defeat anyway. But the manager must pass that now, and then the players on the park must say, do something.
It's pretty ludicrous, isn't it, that the one goal in the game is a free kick?
Set play, yeah.
I mean, nothing from given all the chances that they've created in open play. The goal is a free kick, and it's just a thing of beauty, the free kick. And the guy who gets it is the guy who's been coming in for a pasting for a good few weeks now, and you can see it in his face. You know, he's kind of a wry smile. Okay, have a bit of that, critics.
Yeah, but the thing about it is for him, and a player who has been getting stick, and a player who has been lacking confidence, he's not been asked to defend.
No, he hasn't.
So therefore, he's thinking to himself, this is absolutely marvellous.
Yeah.
He's sitting there going, I've got the whole pitch in front of me, nobody's putting me under pressure, I've not been run once, I'm getting on the ball all the time. So therefore, it's the perfect game for him in terms of building his confidence back up. Obviously scoring that incredible free kick's going to have done him the world of good, but he's not been tested. And the one thing, Rangers would have known going into this match that he's been getting stick, that he's been singled out. So you've got to go and... There's not many weaknesses in this Liverpool team, but if he has been singled out as a weakness in terms of his defending over the past month or so, you've got to ask questions, because it's going to be difficult for you to ask questions in other areas of the pitch when they're so strong. And I have to say, I think Van Dijk's been excellent tonight as well. Question marks over him. Alright, he's not been asked to defend too much either, but he's strolled through the game, as pretty much they all have. And when they're attacking with 4 players and they're being stretched so much and the Rangers midfield aren't dealing with it, then Henderson and Thiago, it just looks so easy for them in the middle of the park. They're under no pressure, but when it's flipped and the ball's passed into Davis or Lundstrom, there's 3 on them within seconds. And yes, they've not coped with that. They've not coped with keeping the ball, but it's very difficult to do when you're under such pressure. It's easier to do when you're slightly higher up the pitch, as Neil's been trying to say.
They had the one chance, Tom, 19 minutes at Tavernier, free kick, again hugely disappointing. You didn't even test the keeper. Ryan Kent, the follow-up, blazed the ball over the bar.
That was it. That was their moment.
That was it.
And it's like it's just a scrap of a chance. Yeah, the one attempt on goal goes miles over the bar and wide. You know, the bitter truth here, right, is that Rangers aren't good enough to do to Liverpool what Brighton did to them, or what Fulham did to them, or what Newcastle tried to do to them even though they lost. They're just not good enough. They don't attack with the accuracy, the pace, the strength that Brighton did. They don't have the bravery that Brighton did.
No, I think you're right in that, and that's the difference, Tom. I think this squad are absolutely capable of giving Liverpool problems, but they're not showing it, they're not digging in, the lid's still on the jar for me, they've not opened anything up. I thought that Giovanni might change it. I'm looking down there, I don't see anybody going through the rigours of you're coming on, son. I don't see it at all. I might be wrong, but they look as if they're just all going through the motions. Looks like this side's going to be sent out again, and if that's the case, it might be Giovanni saying, right, you've got 15 minutes to get your finger out and prove that you can play at this level. That's what you should be saying. We discussed it. You like just come to the big table and just get through the motions and take part and leave here with your tail between your legs and think, do you know what, I'm better than that. You don't want to leave anything on the pitch, or he shouldn't be leaving anything on the pitch. Certainly he should be he should leave it all on the pitch. He shouldn't be bringing anything off the pitch with you. But I just think there's too many playing with a handbrake on. There's a distinct lack of belief, and it has been, I think, Tom, a little bit of a feature with Rangers this year, that there's been elements of the game that they're just not playing with any rhythm.
Do you think they're protecting themselves a wee bit?
In terms of what this
because it's easier to sit in your back 5 and not take any risks. But if you don't take a risk, there's no reward. So they're kind of sitting, hoping that
their comfort zone.
They're not. Yeah, pretty much. I think that's what it is.
Right, the teams are back out here. Just very briefly, there has been more goal action in the Scottish Premiership. Let's get to Ailey Davis in Dingwall.
Yeah, here at the Global Energy Stadium in Dingwall, it's Ross County 0, Motherwell 3. So the visitors well in front. The goal rush for Motherwell started off by a penalty. That was courtesy of Kevin Van Veen. I have to say Motherwell did start the brighter of the two sides. He had an early opportunity in 14 minutes as well. Close range effort hitting the side netting. Ben Payton for the hosts, not far away, a strike from 18 yards, but that just inching wide. And then big turning point in the match on 26 minutes. Ross Callaghan taking down Joe Effort in the box. Van Veen, as I said, stepping up for the spot kick. He sent county keeper Ross Laidlaw the wrong way, put the ball in the bottom corner. Into the second half, my goodness, what a start. 2 goals in 2 minutes, 49 minutes. Callum Slattery from 25 yards. Then just 2 minutes later, Kevin Van Veen again on the score sheet. Joe Effort with all the hard work, slipping the ball into the box, and Van Veen no mistake once again. So Ross County 0, Motherwell 3.
Thanks to Ailey. Just back underway here at Anfield. Let's get back to our commentary team and Liam McLeod.
Yeah, 15 seconds into the second half here. It's a free kick to Rangers over on the far side. No changes for either team at the start of the second half, so Rangers continue. McGregor in goal. To Leon King, who's down actually. He's taking a sore one over on that far side. Goldson, King and Ben Davis making up a back three with Tavernier and Barisic either side. Lundstrom and Stephen Davis with Tillman and Kent either side of Morelos. Liverpool with Allison in goal, Alexander-Arnold, Matip, Van Dijk and Tsimikas across the back. Henderson and Thiago anchoring things in the middle, with Salah, Diogo Jota, Diaz and Darwin forming an effective front four as it goes out to play on the far side. Rangers in the light blue shirts, white shorts, black socks with the red tops, going right to left, attacking the Anfield Road end of the stadium. Rangers shooting towards the famous Kop end. Liverpool, shooting towards the Kop in the second half, and they're all red and white. Rangers throw in, far side, midway inside the Liverpool half. Taken by Tavernier, looking for Morelos, cut out by Thiago, who flicks it forward towards halfway. As Tillman tries to win it back for Rangers, he fails though, and it's Thiago back to Matip, who rolls it back to Allison. What can Rangers show in this second half? They are, after all, just 1 goal down here.
I think that's miraculous, to be honest with you. What they can show is everything they didn't in that first half. They need to get up the pitch by a good 20-30 yards, and they need to be more competitive. They need to be braver on the ball. They need to keep possession of the ball better.
It's Goldson keeping possession for Rangers inside his own box, to the right for King. Now it's back for Goldson, who moves it to Ben Davis. Closed down by Darwin, he gets it clear with the left foot into the Liverpool half, where Alexander-Arnold just brushes Kent aside and nods the bouncing ball back to his goalkeeper, the Brazil international Alisson, 57 caps. Played in the international break in friendlies against Ghana and Tunisia for his homeland as Liverpool launch it long, and Alan McGregor comes to the edge of his box, gets it away, but a little bit sliced. He gets the luck, he deserves the luck. It went straight to Stephen Davis as Morelos loses out to Thiago. Down in front of us, Van Bronckhorst down there trying to usher his team forward as it breaks to Trent Alexander-Arnold. First time ball by Diogo Jota, it's come right through to Darwin, should not have got there. Goldson gets it there ahead of Salah, back to McGregor, who's to boot it away first time with the right foot, with Salah on his way towards him.
There's a real negative energy about Rangers just now. Everything seems to be secondary in terms of reaction. There's nothing proactive about them at all. There was a moment where Morelos looked like he could have got on, instead of Kent taking off behind Trent Arnold, he went backwards, and it just meant that Morelos had nothing.
Here come Liverpool, Matip driving forward, the centre back. It's Liverpool forward into the left hand side of the 6-yard area, and he goes behind for a Liverpool corner. It was good attacking play down the left. Tsimikas actually ended up in the kind of goal scoring position, just the left angle of the 6-yard box. It goes behind for a corner to Liverpool. In front of the Kop over there to our right, Alan McGregor's goal.
It was actually good play from Leon King again. That's 2 or 3 times he's matched the run and made a kind of last-ditch tackle, but another corner to defend.
Tsimikas outswinger, left-footed into the Rangers box it comes. There's a header back by Matip to the 18-yard box area, 18-yard line, where it's cleared by Stephen Davis, picked up by Tavernier. and he goes back to Ben Davies, who hits it first time with the left foot into the Liverpool half. Morelos with a header. He's given it straight to Thiago though, but it's won back by Stephen Davis brilliantly. Threads it to the left of the Liverpool box for Kent. Low ball across the face of goal. Morelos isn't getting anywhere near it though, and Alisson happy to see it behind for the goal kick. Much better for Rangers, and it's no exaggeration to say that's their best chance in this game, and it's not even a chance.
No, it wasn't a great cross from Kent. Tried to play it early, which was the right thing to do, but Stephen Davis broke the anchor roll there, just robbed Thiago in the middle of the pitch and played a nice little pass. But yeah, just up in the game. It's just amazing with the chances you can get just by being up in the game.
Motherwell have gone 4-0 up in Dingwall tonight in the Premiership. What a scoreline that is for Stevie Hamill's team as Liverpool come forward down the left looking for another. Darwin Nunez chops onto the right and shoots over the bar. Well, the law of averages suggests that Darwin Nunez is going to score tonight. 5 minutes in the second half, it stays 1-0 Liverpool.
That was a difficult chance given the chances he's already had in the match. He receives it in the left hand side, chops inside, and he's trying to kind of go for the top corner, just puts it about 2 feet over the bar. But yeah, I mean, that must be at least his 7th attempt on goal.
That 4th Motherwell goal scored by Joe Efford after Van Veen's double either side at half time. The first a penalty, Slattery got the other one. 2 goals in 2 minutes at one point there for Motherwell in the second half. Ross County 0, Motherwell 4, and a scoreline that would take the Steelmen up to 7th in the table, but it's all very bunched up there between 3rd and all the way down. It's Liverpool clear in that left back area. It's Van Dijk who's managed to get it up towards halfway. Alexander-Arnold gets it under control. Now he's driving forward, rolls it in field, and it bounces back off Diogo Jota. Lundstram in possession for Rangers now. He was the beneficiary of the poor control from the Portuguese. Kent, lovely little spin and turn away from Henderson. Kent driving forward, taking on Matip. There's a couple around him. It's a wonderful recovery challenge by Thiago. He does that so well. He's been doing it so well for years for some of the biggest clubs in Europe. As Liverpool pick it back up with Henderson, spreading the play out wide left for Luis Diaz, taking on King. Gets away from King, he's in the box. Little change of pace, goes down. Penalty. Liverpool penalty. It's a brilliant run by Diaz, left hand side of the box. Drove in on goal, and he's had the legs whipped away from him, and Clement Turpin, the referee, points straight to the spot, and Leon King's not even protesting.
I mean, I don't know if it is Leon King that gets the initial contact. I think Lundstrom's involved as well. We'll see it when the replay rolls in, but there's no doubt he was brought down. Let me just get a wee look at it here just now. Lundstrom makes the initial contact on his ankle, and then kind of King comes across his body just there.
Yeah, it might be King right enough.
It's gone against King. Anyway, Mohamed Salah, who scored one of Liverpool's goals in that 2019 Champions League final in the Metropolitano in Madrid against Spurs, kisses the ball and places it on the spot. Frustration for Van Bronckhorst. You could see that in the replay of his reaction to the penalty being awarded.
I'll go back to a couple of phases before though, Liam, once we see this penalty being taken by Salah.
Are you going to call Tillman out?
I'm certainly going to call him out, yeah.
Now here we go.
That is embarrassing.
Salah. Rangers lucky, fortunate to be just one down. Mohamed Salah stands over the ball. In fact, he's moved back into the D as he waits to take a modern day Liverpool legend. Their number 11 right in front of the Kop end, up against Alan McGregor. Here he goes, left footed from Salah. Goal! As easy as you like from the Egypt international, right down the middle. Little dink with the left foot. He celebrates, the Liverpool fans celebrate, and it's Liverpool 2, Rangers 0.
Yeah, just as you'd expect, a very cool, composed penalty from Mo Salah. Almost waited till Alan McGregor was going to dive and then just clipped it down the middle. No more than Liverpool deserved, you have to say, on the balance of play. Problem Rangers now have is keeping the door shut so that the game doesn't get embarrassing for them.
If I can indulge myself, Liam, I'm going to go back to Tillman. I mean, he's walking about up front. I've already said about his attitude, I think, is terrible in this match. Kent picks the ball up, he's running, he does a little turn, he's pressing the game. Tillman's just watching him. He actually walked.
He offered no movement.
So Kent had nothing. He didn't have a forward run, he didn't have a bounce pass, and then it broke down, and he's still walking. And that is unacceptable for me. And if you're a man down at Liverpool, it's tough. But I think there's a couple not performing. But that through Tillman, I'm sorry,
it's inexcusable.
it just needs to come off.
That was Mo Salah's 161st goal for Liverpool and his 264th appearance for the club.
Not bad going, that.
4-1 Napoli in Amsterdam. Raspadori's second of the night. Here comes Salah looking for his second of the night. He's in the box. He's on the left foot. He shoots. It's blocked. And there's two players down. There's been a collision off the ball, and the referee stopped play to allow the medical team to come on.
It was just as the attack happened in the middle of the park, and it looked a really, really sore one.
It's Luis Diaz who he's collided with, isn't it? And they're both down, both receiving treatment. So
we'll get the rerun of it here, Liam.
I'll let you have a look at that as I confirm the goal scorers for Napoli. Raspadori with two, Di Lorenzo, Zielinski, after Ajax led early on through Kudos 4-1 to the Neapolitans in Amsterdam. 4-0 Motherwell in Dingwall in the Premiership. Ross County 0, Motherwell 4, Cove Rangers 3, Dundee 1, and Queen's Park 1, Morton 2 in the Championship. Montrose 2, Airdrieonians 1 in League 1. Tomorrow it's Leipzig against Celtic in Group F. As Sir Alec Ferguson watches on, he's taking a drink from his coffee cup down below us. An interested spectator. Former Rangers player, of course. Govan man. Once used to have Liverpool under his thumb, didn't he? The halcyon days for Manchester United. As Diaz and Goldson are both back on their feet. Goldson appears to have come off the worst out of the two of them.
Basically Diaz just overran the ball, and as Goldson went to clear it, he really came down heavily on the top of Goldson's foot with his studs. That's going to be really sore in there, on top of his toe.
Drop ball uncontested coming up as the two players wait on the touchline on the far side, and it's Ben Davies rolling it back to his goalkeeper. They're both back on, Diaz and Goldson. There's the long ball from McGregor, sails harmlessly out for a throw-in over on that far side for the home team, who lead 2-0. Salah adding to the Alexander-Arnold free kick in the first half of that penalty. And despite all their dominance and flamboyance and open play, it's a free kick and a penalty that Liverpool have drawn their goals from this evening on Matchday 3 in Group A. Alexander-Arnold flicking it forward for Diogo Jota. Right angle of the Rangers box, under pressure from Lundstrom. That bounces off Barisic, I think, out. No, it's gone the other way. I'm up in the heavens here, and I could see that was a throw into Liverpool. It's gone Rangers' way.
To be fair, the assistant is 3 yards away, Liam. Got him a bit of slack there. What are we? At least 80.
He needs a pair of specs. You two are now specs wearers, of course. He needs a trendy pair like you two have.
Come on now.
It's a throw into Rangers down on this near side to be taken by Barisic to Lundstrom. Gives it back to Barisic, he chips it forward. The header from Alexander-Arnold, headed clear by Lundstrom. Morelos might get the break of the ball here. Thiago just toes it away from him, but his challenge might benefit Tavernier over on the right. Tsimikas though just sees it behind, and it's a throw into Liverpool over on the far side. 3 minutes shy of the hour here at Anfield. The Rangers fans still enjoying their night down to the left, at least enjoying the experience of being at Anfield, but this must be a tortuous watch for them. Van Dijk with a long ball, almost managed to pick out Salah, headed away by Barisic. Breaks now to Henderson. Kicks it forward to Thiago. Lundstrom battling for it, but it breaks off John Lundstrom and out for a Liverpool throw-in over on the left-hand side as we approach 58 minutes. You just wonder how much Liverpool want to add to their lead here. They've got a huge game against Arsenal coming up at the weekend as well. They've also got plenty firepower on their bench tonight if they decide to make wholesale changes as the second half goes along. In 58 they lead 2-0. It's Alexander-Arnold is back to Alisson, the low ball. Alisson's chip ball forward. Underneath it, Ben Davies, but Darwin holds it up and finds Salah. Now it's Diogo Jota, Tsimikas to the left. Tavernier's just moved off him. It's now with Tsimikas, left of the box, steps away from Tavernier. Rolls it back to Thiago. Tillman's little tackle's taking it straight there to Diogo Jota, whose shot flies over the crossbar. McGregor's definitely got a touch. He's got fingertips. It's another incredible save, and Diogo Jota can't believe it.
I mean, it's very hard to see from where we are. Here comes the replay.
There was just a slight change in the trajectory, wasn't there? Here's the first viewing.
Oh, it's a magnificent save. I mean, that is top draw. The ball's getting into the top corner and somehow Alan McGregor manages to get a fingertip to it.
Outswinging corner for Liverpool, and it comes. Matip tries to get onto it. Rangers flick clear through Barisic. Only as far as Salah. Right angle of the box. On the left foot, bends it towards goal, and it sails high over the bar. He's getting a volley of abuse from Virgil van Dijk there. We're in the 60th minute, Liverpool 2, Rangers 0. But Alan McGregor's made 5 incredible saves in this game.
I think sometimes when a goalkeeper gets the man of the match, it tells a story of how the game's gone. And there's no question that Alan McGregor, had he not been in the sticks, no whether that's being unfair to John McLaughlin, but some of the stops, in particular that
heroic.
last one, has just been incredible.
It's a goalkeeping masterclass here.
And this is turning into an absolute cakewalk for Liverpool. It really is. And again, there's another example of just going backwards, Stevie, when it was on to go forward.
Look at that, 20 attempts for Liverpool, nothing for Rangers.
And no surprise it was Barisic again.
Tillman nicks it away. He's in the Liverpool half, but it's been given back to Liverpool here with Diogo Jota, Tsimikas is driving away from a couple of challenges, rolls it to Luis Diaz down to the left, he moves in field, low ball along the 18s, cut out by Goldson, back to the goalkeeper, it went by Lundstrom. McGregor manages to get it clear, but it was Diogo Jota who was charging it down, and he almost managed to use the back pass as a through ball. We played an hour, 2-0 Liverpool. This is a really poor night for Rangers. This Rangers side, it's been run ragged.
Yeah, they need Giovanni needs to make some changes. He really does, because I mean, this team isn't functioning right. The shape is getting pulled apart. As I said, I've spoken about players just trotting around. He'll need to shake it up, Liam. He really does. There's a few boys, Ryan Jack coming back. I think that's Fashion Sakala down there as well.
Montrose have surrendered a 2-0 lead against Airdrieonians in League One. It's 2-2 now at Links Park. 4-0 Motherwell in the Premiership at Ross County. Cove Rangers 3, Dundee 1, Queen's Park 1, Morton 2 in the Championship. And here in Group A, Liverpool 2, Rangers 0. Napoli are 4-1 up against the top seeds in this group, Ajax. Napoli were third seeds. And it's the second seeds, Liverpool 2-0 up against Rangers here, and Rangers up against it again. Darwin Nunez driving forward, he's at the edge of the box, thought about the shot, tries to squeeze the pass through to Salah, it's blocked and Rangers get it away. And as Darwin picks it up, but I think he's fouled his man. In fact, it is a free kick. He's brought down Lundstrom, and that's a free kick to Rangers, and that just eases things slightly for them in the 62nd minute, with Liverpool leading 2-0. But it does look as though Van Bronckhorst's going to make at least one change, in fact might be 3 changes he's going to make here. Sakala, Jack and Kamara. It's certainly going to be Sakala and Jack. I'm just wondering if Kamara's maybe just going for a warm-up rather than coming on just now.
Yeah, I think he is.
Double change. Yeah, Jack and Sakala it is.
Well, I'd be amazed if it's not Tillman that's coming off, and maybe with Lundstrom being on that yellow card, he doesn't want to take the risk. Maybe Jack will come on for him. Oh, bad pass.
But it's cut out, Rangers get it away. Salah trying to win it back in the near side. Barisic gets there first though. Barisic's pass goes straight to Alexander-Arnold, who fires it onto the chest of Salah. Controlled, no problem at all. Trent Alexander-Arnold with the cross. Wonderful ball along the 6-yard area, but Darwin couldn't get a head onto it. Really just flicked off the Rangers defender Goldson and behind for the corner.
What a cross. Darwin's on the floor on hands and knees and probably praying that something's got to change, because it's just been one of those nights for him. He was just about to glance that into the net, but crucial touch from Connor Goldson. Brilliant defending.
63rd minute of the game. Liverpool corner over on that left hand side. Outswinging again from Tsimikas, and it comes. It's bouncing off a Rangers defender and behind for another corner. That was an awkward one for them to defend. It was, I think it's come off Goldson. He just doesn't know much about it.
Seemed to ricochet off 2 or 3 of them, actually. Missed by the Liverpool defender, then it comes off Goldson, I think, and maybe Morelos, but another corner yet again.
Outswinger with the left foot again. Tsimikas drives it in. It's headed away by Tillman this time. Rangers wait to make the double change, and out for a throw, and it goes over on that far side. Liverpool's latest corner there was their 11th. They've had about 68% of the possession.
Feels like more, to be honest.
And Diogo Jota picks up by the corner flag from the throw-in, up against Tillman, rolls it back to Tsimikas, challenged by Tavernier. Out off the Rangers skipper, and Liverpool have a throw-in level with the Rangers penalty spot. Jack and Sakala still waiting. Tavernier manages to tow it half away, but Liverpool will play on here, left-hand side the Rangers box. The pullback is blocked, but still it's alive. Chance here, lovely dancing feet there by Diogo Jota, though he runs into trouble. Rangers and bodies in the way, and it breaks back to Van Dijk. Over on that left-hand side, it's Thiago out to the touchline. Thiago looking to get it back as it's played by Tsimikas towards him. It's blocked by Tavernier and out for a throw into Liverpool, who lead 2-0, 64 on the clock, as it's eventually rolled back by Henderson to Matip inside the centre circle. Slide pass for the instep with the right boot there to Van Dijk from Matip, who gets it back from the big Dutchman who missed Euro 2020 last summer through injury. They make an impact the Winter World Cup as Van Dijk's pass forward finds Darwin, he plays it out to his left. Tsimikas, infield Diogo Jota, the challenge from Goldson, but Diogo Jota wins it back. Goldson slides in and out for a Liverpool throw-in over on the far side. Now Van Bronckhorst will get the chance to make the changes he wants to make. Tillman is being replaced by Fashion Sakala, and Ryan Jack's going to come on for, will it be Lundstrom or will it be Stephen Davis? Lundstrom is, as Stephen mentioned, on a yellow card. Tillman making his way off the pitch.
I bet even how he's coming off the pitch is annoying.
Yeah, he couldn't wait to get off.
Ah dear. I mean, like, I think the bare minimum you've got to give, especially on occasions like this.
Davis coming off, by the way, Stephen Davis.
Yeah. The bare minimum required is to give your all in terms of effort and desire. This is the biggest stage you're going to play in, and he really hasn't shown that this evening. All right, you can have a bad game, we've all of those, but you've got to show
that before the show.
Got to show the desire.
The game, it's a minimum. The application level has to be spot on. You can have bad games, you can be excused to having a bad game, but his application, there's a couple of moments just before that second goal with the penalty, I just thought it was shocking.
5-1 to Napoli, by the way. Kvartskhelia got the goal, the Georgian, the young Georgian, as Rangers come forward. Fashion Sakala, right hand side of the Liverpool box. His little cross comes in, didn't get much on it. Matip clears, poor clearance though, straight to Tavernier. Groans from the Liverpool fans. Here's Jack, he plays it out to the right hand side for Sakala. Dances away from a couple of challenges into the box. He has a shot at goal, but it's dragged hopelessly wide. And
well, we'll give him the credit for the initial bit of the move where he does show a really good pace, cuts inside, he's onto his left foot and just snatched at it. He's only on the pitch a minute, but he showed at least some positivity, something that's been massively lacking for Rangers in that final third. It's funny there to hear the Liverpool fans groan for a misplaced pass, you know.
There's only been about 300 good ones.
It's incredible.
Liverpool with Luis Diaz into the Rangers box, cut out by Ben Davis. We played now 60, almost 67. Liverpool 2, Rangers 0. It's out to this near side with Ryan Kent. Chops in field into a central area, rolls it to Morelos, gives it back to Kent. Good challenge Matip, and it breaks the way of Jack in the centre circle. Still it's 4-0 Motherwell and Dingwall in the Premiership. 3-1 Cove Rangers against Dundee, 2-1 Morton at Queen's Park. 3-2 Montrose, they've got their lead back in League One against the Airdrieonians, who've come from 2-0 down to 2-2. It's now 3-2 for the Suns. Here come Rangers. Morelos out to the left of the Liverpool box. Barisic floats the ball in, and it's a comfortable take for Alisson. We had Morelos and Sakala waiting on the 6-yard line as Liverpool come forward, and Rangers have committed players forward to that previous attack as Thiago pings the ball out wide left. Luis Diaz controls, gets it into his stride. Left hand side of the Rangers box. Darwin's waiting for the pullback. Luis Diaz into the area, he shoots and it goes well wide, and that will be a goal kick to Rangers. Another warning, he's claiming corner, a corner that's not coming this time, as we approach 68 with the scoreline still Liverpool 2, Rangers 0.
Again though, you know, trying to pick positives out for Rangers, that was a decent enough build-up. Good link-up play from Morelos, puts it out wide to Barisic, one of the few times in the match that he's found himself in an advanced position, but Salah got back just to deflect the cross, and then they're immediately on the counter. Diaz probably could have been, you know, he was a wee bit greedy in terms of trying to get the shot. If he cut in, trying to pass 2 or 3 players and then off balance, it was never ever a corner. Subs for Liverpool.
Yeah, a couple of changes for the home team. Seeing who they're going to bring off here down below us, and Diogo Jota I think is one of those who's going to come off. They're going to bring on Roberto Firmino, who's been in and out of the starting 11 for Liverpool. Fabinho's the other one, so a couple of Brazilians coming on. Diogo Jota is being replaced, and Fabinho dropped out of the team as Klopp went for a much more attacking lineup this evening, in the hope that the roof would cave in on Rangers, and in many respects it has, as Jordan Henderson hands the captain's armband to Virgil van Dijk.
I think that's just what you were talking about, Liam. They know they've got the game won. They've got big games coming up.
Yeah, and Jordan Henderson, he's well liked around these parts, and understandably so. 456th appearance for Liverpool tonight for the man from Sunderland. He's a big Sunderland fan, Jordan Henderson, but he's a Liverpool legend as he makes his way off to be replaced by Fabinho as we approach the final 20 minutes with Liverpool 2-0 up and cruising at 2-0. Not cruising as much as Napoli are in Amsterdam, right enough.
That's some result, especially over there.
Yes, indeed. And Rangers probably now more realistically looking at third spot. The problem that they've got is that they were so well beaten by Ajax that they're going to really toil to get that head-to-head back. Assuming Ajax lose their games against the top seeds, as Salah comes forward, rolls it into the Rangers box, cleared by Tavernier, now picked up by Ryan Kent. He's having to dance back into his own box. The referee's bailed him out with a whistle, albeit the shot from Tsimikas has gone well wide as he aimed for the left corner of the net. The final 20 then, Liverpool 2, Rangers 0.
You just feel, I don't know about you, Neil, that Liverpool have just taken the foot off the gas a wee bit. The intensity that was there at the start of the game in the first half, it's just dropped since it was 2-0. They seem to just have, accepted that Rangers aren't going to throw a punch, and they're more than comfortable in this game.
Listen, Rangers were good for an hour against Napoli on match day 2, but the performance in Amsterdam and the performance tonight, it's a team that looks as though they don't feel as though they deserve to be playing at this level.
Yeah.
Because mentally, to get to a Europa League final last season is some achievement. They are beating teams that were our Champions League clubs by and large. Leipzig and Dortmund obviously jump off the page immediately, but they're playing with, not, I was going to say within themselves, but they're playing almost timidly in these matches. As Liverpool come forward again to the edge of the box, Lundstram clears. Do you know what I mean, though, Neil?
100%, but I know what it is. They're just devoid of belief, and it looks like at this level.
Luis Diaz picks up for Liverpool. He's level with the 18-yard line as he moves it back into the midfield for Fabinho, who squares it to Alexander-Arnold. Again, the game being played exclusively in the Rangers half. Salah gets it back, little give and go, but it's going to be cleared. Darwin Nunez was almost onto it. Of course, they're going with him and Firmino up there now, as Matip picks up from Van Dijk's header on this near side with just over 18 to play. Antonio Cholat waited to come on. Here come Liverpool. What a pass over to the left it was there, but Diaz is offside. The flag's gone up. Is that Alexander-Arnold again? He bent it in behind the Rangers defence to the left-hand side for Luis Diaz, but the flag goes up here. 72 on the clock. Liverpool 2, Rangers 0.
Yeah, Morelos coming off. I mean, obviously, big discussion point before the game was who would start between him and Čolak. I personally felt Čolak deserved to start. Morelos he's worked hard enough, and when he's had the ball up to him, he's linked it most of the time. I can't think you can point too many fingers at him. He's not had any service. I can't think of an occasion where he's been alive in the box from a cross or had the option to have a shot. A difficult evening for him.
4-2 to Montrose now against Airdrieonians. That would be a result that would see them leapfrog them in League One. Still 3-1 Cove Rangers against Dundee. What a result that is in Aberdeen this evening, should that happen. Should they get over the line. In fact, they're into the stoppage time there now. Queen's Park 1, Morton 2. That's in injury time as well. Ross County 0, Motherwell 4. 84 minutes on the clock in Dingwall in that one in the Premiership. Here in the Champions League in Group A, there's still just over 17 minutes to play. Rangers 2-0 down to Liverpool. And right now it's looking at a pretty good result by and large when you consider the performance, when you consider the chances Liverpool have had, when you consider the saves Alan McGregor has made this evening. To be 2-0 down to this side is actually not the worst result in the world.
See, the thing is though, Liam,
Jack's just been robbed there by Thiago. Salah diverts it in the box, Darwin's in, McGregor comes to meet him, it's pulled back, and it goes wide there.
Offside.
It's gone, it's an offside that's been given in the end up. Luis Diaz met it on the 6-yard line, but the flag went up in any case, so even if he put that into the net it wouldn't have counted, and it stays Liverpool 2, Rangers 0.
Yeah, again, Darwin just with that little darting run in behind. Ryan Jack was robbed, referee played on. And he has just gone,
yeah.
Tried to do it, but he's made that run, 4 or 5 times now in between Goldson and Davis. He's very good at it, and he's been fouled most times, you have to say. Liam, I was just saying, although it's 2-0, if it remained 2-0 and you get into the dressing room, these players will not be kidded on. They've had an absolute doing tonight, and they will feel it. Whether it's 2-0, it won't feel good, because they know the score does not reflect the type of dominance that Liverpool have enjoyed.
Yeah, it underlines the chasm as well, not just between these two clubs, but between those two competitions. I think Eintracht Frankfurt have managed to at least notch a victory, but the Europa League finalists last season have been swatted away by the Champions League finalists, when you consider Real Madrid winning the Super Cup against Eintracht in the late summer there in Helsinki. And then this evening, the two runners-up from last season's 2 big UEFA club competitions. It's a long ball from McGregor's headed away by Van Dijk. Darwin heads back to Thiago, moving towards the final 15 minutes. It's a loose ball by Liverpool, believe it or not, from Thiago, as Jack picks up and dinks it up the right hand side for Facin Sakala. Now with Cholak in field, and now back to Jack, moves it right to left for Barisic. Rangers' best period of play in the second half. This first time we've heard Liverpool fans booing Rangers possession. Here's Kent, 2 in front of him, and Salah and Alexander-Arnold, the 2 goal scorers. It's now with Barisic, and he knocks it back to Ben Davis, level with the edge of the centre circle, left hand side, out to the touchline for Kent, down the line for Barisic. Tries to take on Alexander, but again it's a meek surrender of possession, and Liverpool work the triangles to torment Rangers some more. Alexander-Arnold fires it forward to Darwin, who clips it forward, looking for Salah, who's going to get there. They've just got so much class this side. The ball in field, though, is cut out by Jack, and he moves it back to Alan McGregor. 76 played, Liverpool 2, Rangers 0. Sports Sound here at Anfield, Champions League, Matchday 3 in Group A. It's Group F's turn tomorrow. RB Leipzig against Celtic. It's a 5:45 kickoff for that one. And then on Thursday evening we'll be with Hearts in the Europa Conference League. That's after a Sports Sound on the road special from Perth. And then from 7 we'll focus on Hearts Fiorentina and the Scottish women's national side and their huge playoff first round match against Austria. That's all to come later in the week on Sports Sound. And it's been a tough old night for Rangers Football Club, this. Given a serious schooling by Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool. As that goes out for a throw-in on this near side. And this is a Liverpool team that has been far from full throttle recently. Barisic is a throw-in to take. There's a little stoppage here he's eventually waiting to take. As Motherwell score a late 5th goal, and Kevin Van Veen's got a hat-trick. Ross County 0, Motherwell 5. And I know it's being overshadowed by the Champions League, but what a result that is for Stevie Hamill.
Huge.
They pushed Celtic, didn't they, at the weekend as well. As Salah picks up for Liverpool, forward to Firmino. Little chip ball, it's a lovely ball to the edge of the box. Darwin kills it on the chest, swivels, turns and shoots, blocked by Goldson. And it breaks favourably for John Lundstrom, whose pass can't find Kent, clipped off the heel of Alexander-Arnold, and it's now back with Joel Matip. 77.5 played, Liverpool 2, Rangers 0.
Just feels this the clock's just ticking down, isn't it, for both sides, really. You know, Rangers and Liverpool are probably just looking, just trying to count the minutes away.
Yeah, this is Scottish football's 17th European club game this season. There's only been 4 victories. Been hard to come by as it's smashed into the Rangers box yet again. It's cleared this time by Ben Davis in the 6-yard line with a left foot out for a Liverpool throw-in over on the far side with 12 to play. Throw-in level with the 18-yard line. It's bowled back the way to Van Dijk, just inside the Rangers half. And he knocks it forward with the right foot here for Diaz. First time ball back to Thiago, left in the centre circle. Chip ball dinked to Alexander-Arnold. He's in a right central position, finds Firmino. Firmino's at the edge of the area, finds Luis Diaz with a low ball, cut out well there by Goldson. Jack gets it away under pressure from Roberto Firmino. The Rangers clearance goes straight to Thiago. It's just constant wave after wave of attack here. Firmino out to the left-hand side. Tavernier's challenge isn't good enough. Tsimikas tries to get it across, and it was out for a goal kick in the end of Kostas Tsimikas, and that will be a goal kick for Alan McGregor. It is Liverpool 2, Rangers 0, 79 on the clock now, and a double change about to be made by the home team as they look towards the final 10 minutes. James Milner, it's one of those who'll come on. He's very much in the veteran stage of his career nowadays, at the age of 36. He's going to replace Darwin Núñez. You won't believe it when he goes to bed tonight that he hasn't scored a goal in this game. The other change for Liverpool sees the young talent Harvey Elliott come on to, trying to see who he's going to play. Oh, he's come on for Darwin, and Milner is going to replace Thiago.
I think Rangers are making another
10.
sub as well. 2 subs.
Yeah,
Matondo,
Kamara and Matondo. Off comes Thiago. Thiago's one of these players, I kind of felt a bit sorry for him and Sergio Busquets when they're not too sorry, because they've had great careers and won a heck of a lot and got paid millions and millions of pounds and won loads of trophies.
But they're not the stars.
But they're not the stars. They're not the ones with the flamboyance. They don't grab the headlines. But Thiago's a fabulous midfielder.
Yeah. Honestly, what a footballer. He's a joy to watch at times. He's very intricate, sees the game, can open the game, can close it up by short passing. I mean, he's just a super footballer. You hear Klopp speaking about him, he loves him.
The Rangers changes. Kent comes off, having faced his old club, and Matondo replaces him, and it will be Kamara for Ben Davies. Final 10 minutes, Liverpool 2, Rangers 0, and at least the torment over for Ben Davies. To be fair, he's come back here in a club who signed him from Preston. He didn't make the grade here. And he's been up against it all night, hasn't he? The rest of his team has as well.
Just a wee reshuffle of the bodies. Really, King's come to left centre-back of the 3, Lundstrom's gone right centre-back of the 3, and Kamara's just gone in there to join Ryan Jack. Matondo coming left, Sakala staying right, and of course Cholak weighing. But I mean, it would be good. We'll get into the last 10 minutes of Rangers could make an impact on this Liverpool goal.
Barisic out wide left for Matondo. If the score now, you just never know. It would be a proper footballing miracle. But Rangers in possession. King to the right of the centre circle for Lundstrom, out to the touchline for Tavernier. Infield for Jack. First time out wide right for to the right hand side of the box for Sakala, who finds Tavernier. Back for Lundstrom, sweeps it to the centre circle again for Goldson. Leon King, who's moved to the left of the what is now a centre-back pairing. Unfamiliar for this Rangers side. Long ping ball by Lundstrom. It's an easy take for Alexander Arnold. Under pressure from Matondo. Finds Elliott. The flag's gone up on the far side anyway, so Liverpool have a free kick for offside. 82 played. Liverpool 2, Rangers 0.
I mean, I mentioned it 10 minutes ago, but it's got even worse now, hasn't it? I mean, the sting has gone out of this game. It was fabulous to watch in the first half in terms of the football that Liverpool were playing. I mean, it was dazzling, but really now it's just kind of turned more into a bit of a training match. Rangers still not able to land a single punch though.
Such illustrious history around these parts. Liverpool been there, seen it, done it with the European Cup. First won it in 1977. We beat Gladbach in the final in Rome under Bob Paisley. Repeated the trick at Wembley against Bruges, with Dalglish scoring the only goal. Souness and Hansen in the team. They did a hat-trick in 81 in Paris. Alan Kennedy's goal enough to beat Real Madrid. And then winning the 4th back in Rome against Roma in 84. Despite Stevie Nicol missing a penalty in the shootout, went on to win it there. They had to wait 21 years before they won it again in Istanbul, then in 2019 in Madrid. They will want to go deep again, having lost last season's final, as Liverpool pick up a corner again, left-footed, and it comes header, but deep is wide, just wide. I mean, if that's on target, McGregor's not saving, but it stays Liverpool 2, Rangers 0 on 83.5.
Well, I'm going to pass over to Tomo, but this was a big towering header. I think felt that the net was just going to ripple there.
Yeah, I mean, he's not put it far by much, but really he's got to score. He's just got above Leon King, fabulous delivery yet again. For me, he's got to hit the target. Possibly been harsh, given it only missed the target by 3 inches. But
but it's a 100% chance.
I mean, it just adds to the list of chances that we've seen throughout the course of the match. I mean, the number of corners alone has been staggering.
He scored once for Cameroon, as Joe Matip. He's got 1 goal this season for Liverpool, and his only goal for his country, Cameroon, came against Brazil, in Brazil, at the World Cup finals in 2014.
Well, if you're going to get one, it's not a bad one to get it against Brazil, is it?
One to remember. Another offside flag goes up. Full time in Dingwall. A Kevin Van Veen penalty amongst an absolute romp for the Steelmen. And that will make the journey back down the road for the Motherwell fans very happy indeed, as Rangers confirm Matondo. He's in the box, he plays it across, and it's cut out on the line by Tsimikas. How has he managed to keep that out? Matondo so close to pulling Rangers astonishingly back into this game of football with 5 to play. It stays Liverpool 2, Rangers 0.
That's as good a goal line clearance as I think I've ever seen, Neil. Matondo does ever so well. I don't think the defender that came out will just let his corner go.
Sakala was waiting to pop it into an empty net there when it came across the back post. Barisic takes the resulting corner and it comes in a header down. It's blocked, chance! Alisson saves this time to deny Colak. He's got his head in his hands, the big Croatian. Rangers have produced 2 fabulous opportunities in the space of 30 seconds, having done the square root of nothing in the previous 85 minutes.
Yeah, I might have just shaken it up a little bit there. I mean, nothing, but Tsimikas' clearance was unreal. He was going in at some pace. How he got it?
Matondo did ever so well.
Yeah, but Matondo was really sharp. I mean, for a momentary glimpse of power and pace, he really did hurt Liverpool. And he was really unlucky. It was a good save from Alisson, you have to say, like McGregor, underside of his leg, but the clearance was exceptional. And then when the corner comes in, there was a free header almost at the back post, and when it came to Colak, again there was a big stop.
Full times in the Championship as well. Cove 3, Dundee 1, Queen's Park 1, Bournemouth 2, Montrose 4, Airdrieonians 2 in League 1. Here come Liverpool. Elliott across the 18-yard line, cut out by Kamara as he was looking for Salah. Jack for Rangers finds Sakala, who rolls it out to Tavernier on the right. 86 played, 2-0 Liverpool. Colak on the ball, but he's offside, and that'll be a free kick to the home team. Napoli, incidentally, have scored a 6th goal in Amsterdam against Ajax. Giovanni Simeone has got it. Ajax are down to 10 men as well. Dusan Tadic was sent off for 2 yellow cards. They were already 5-1 up when the red card arrived. Simeone making it 6-1 to Napoli.
Incredible scoreline that.
Rangers, of course, actually their best performance in the Champions League so far this season came against Napoli, who they've got to go to after this Liverpool double header's out the way. 2 efforts on target for Rangers though, in the very closing stages of the game. One of those goes in, and you just never know, because Liverpool have conceded late goals this season, and very recently as well. Brighton pinching a 3-3 draw from the jaws of defeat here at the weekend.
I have to say, Sakala and Matondo, I mean, maybe the finished product hasn't been of the top level. Matondo had a great effort a minute ago, but just their enthusiasm, energy, and just showing a little bit of pace about their game and willingness to go and try and do something has lifted this Rangers team in moments which we haven't seen for almost the entire rest of the match. And that is, I mean, that's a sad indictment to the guys who have come off, that they've had all that time and couldn't muster anything.
Liverpool 2, Rangers 0 here as we approach the final couple of minutes of the 90. Sportside, BBC Radio Scotland, on digital, on medium wave, online at bbc.co.uk/Sport Scotland, and BBC Radio Scotland Extra on your smart speaker. Champions League Sports Sound back tomorrow. RB Leipzig against Celtic in Group F. The Celtic look to build on the point they got in Warsaw against Shakhtar Donetsk on match day 2. Alan McGregor takes a short goal kick to Connor Goldson. Alan McGregor certainly pushing for the official man of the match award, that's for sure, but it's a poor ball from him. Straight to Elliott, now Firmino with his back to goal, challenging by Goldson, and he's got it to Matondo. Alexander Arnold tries to win it off him and succeeds, but Kamara pinches it back. Now it's with Matondo, but the referee didn't like the challenge, and Alexander Arnold, and that will be a free kick to Liverpool between inside Rangers territory. yourself there. Thanks for helping out, Stephen. Here comes Salah, chipping it through into the box, and Alan McGregor gets there just ahead of Diaz.
Sorry, I was just looking down at
Liverpool 2, Rangers 0.
I was just looking down at the bench when you were coughing away there.
Yeah, change here for Liverpool then. Down below us, they'll make their final alteration. Alan McGregor's long ball is won in the air by Van Dijk. It's Joe Gomez who's waiting to come on. It's Firmino's little back heel, almost found Elliott, but well read by Leon King. And that's booted forward. Alexander-Arnold picks it up and finds Elliott wide on his right-hand side. Deep into the 90th minute here as Elliott moves it into Fabinho. And then James Milner, who's got the armband back off Van Dijk, who got it from Henderson when he went off. James Milner back to Virgil van Dijk. Now out to the left for Milner again. He goes back to his goalkeeper Alisson. About to find out what the injury time's going to be. We've ticked into the first of 4 minutes. As Fabinho picks up and rolls it to Milner to the left-hand side there. Milner approaching his 300th appearance for Liverpool, and he's on the ball down that far side, level with the 6-yard line. Tavernier battling with him as Liverpool look for a third goal. They already lead by 2-0. Back up the line goes Diaz. He goes down. His pass is poor, he's giving it away, and Rangers have it with Colak. Matondo's away down the left if he can find him. Ravi Matondo's on the ball, up against the Liverpool defence, rolls it to Colak. Colak took it, that's why he not hit it first time. Won back by a brilliant challenge from James Milner, and it says Liverpool 2, Rangers 0. Was he waiting for an invitation there, Colak? Here comes Salah up the other end, in the Rangers box on the left foot, shoots, and it's saved by Alan McGregor again. Liverpool 2, Rangers 0. Why on earth did Antonio Colak think the best thing to do at the edge of the box with a shot waiting for him was to take a touch?
He had to hit it, Liam.
Yeah, just pulled the trigger. I mean, it's beautiful. It's a lovely little pass into his path, and it's just weighted perfectly just to smash it. But I tell you what,
the difference Matondo and Sakala, even Colak, have made to the energy levels. I don't know, there's a caveat in there that Liverpool are now playing probably at 70% of what they were in the first half.
Yeah, maybe so, but there's still more intent. I think Kamara and Jack's made an impact to the centre of the pitch. But I tell you what, James Milner was down in the corner flag for Liverpool, and it was him that made the tackle on Colak. Only I don't know how many seconds that was.
Yeah.
His work ethic is just something to behold, I'm telling you, because he's not getting any younger.
He's 36 now, Milner, and he's won it back in the midfield. Again, it was given away by Tavernier. Flicked down the left for Luis Diaz. Lundstrom gets a toe onto it, puts it out for a throw-in over on the far side. And Liverpool will make the change now, and it will be Gomez to come on for the final 2 minutes of injury time. A yellow card, I think, just been.
Yeah, it was just before the Colak shot. Matondo got away from him in the halfway line, and Trent Alexander-Arnold pulled his shirt, ripped his shirt. You can see it at the back, ripped. So that's good refereeing.
And do you know what? It's good management from Jurgen Klopp as well, because Trent Alexander-Arnold's had his critics, but he's taken him off now so he can receive a standing ovation from the Liverpool fans tonight. It was his free kick on 7 minutes that gave Liverpool the lead this evening.
Yeah, I don't think it's just the free kick, Liam. I think his overall performance has been absolutely sensational, and a couple of the deliveries he's put in the box. He's had a great evening, and it'll do his confidence the world of good.
Here comes Joe Gomez, who was a substitute in the 2019 final. Signed a new 5-year deal, the England international. He comes on for his international teammate Alexander-Arnold as we continue to plough through the injury time. Just 1 minute left. And 2-0 defeat looks as though it's what it's going to be. Could have been a heck of a lot worse, but it's actually ended up being Rangers' best scoreline in the first 3 matches of their Champions League return, albeit there's still a chance here for Diaz. Tries to move it into the path of Salah, right hand side of the Rangers box, cut out by Barisic, who clears and finds Ravi Matondo on this left hand side as he attacks the left hand side where the Rangers fans are still in attendance. Jack rolls it to the edge of the box. It's cleared though by Tsimikas. Now it's with Salah, the final 25 seconds of the game. Liverpool looking for a third before the final whistle, which is imminent. Salah twisting and turning against King, who stands his ground, does well. It's now back with Milner. We'll play it back out wide right for Salah, level with the edge of the D of the Rangers box. Skips infield away from Barisic. He's found Firmino, who's moving around just outside the box. Finds Elliott to the right angle of the area. Now it's with Gomez. I make that time up. So does Clement Turpin, the referee. It's defeat at Anfield for Rangers. And it was a very difficult night at Anfield for Rangers as Van Bronckhorst and Klopp embraced down below us. It was all Liverpool in that first half. They swarmed all over Rangers, opening the scoring on 7 minutes. A fabulous free kick from Trent Alexander-Arnold as he found the top left corner. It was outstanding from the right foot, from the right back. A magnificent goal. And from that moment on, it was all about Liverpool, but it was all also about Alan McGregor. Time after time, he made save after save to ensure it was just 1-0 at the break. Darwin Núñez was the most frustrated and annoyed at McGregor's performance. He'd more saves to make in the second half too. And early in the second, Liverpool got their second goal. Leon King chopping down. Diaz in the box, and Mo Salah with the penalty right down the middle to ensure it's 3 defeats out of 3 games for Rangers in Champions League Group A. Liverpool win back-to-back matches in Group A. Napoli are going to take some stopping. They've put 6 past Ajax in Amsterdam tonight. Rangers now surely have to sit back and realise that third's the best they're going to manage, and even then that could be a stretch given what happened to them in Amsterdam and the head-to-head that they have now against Ajax. Liverpool come to Ibrox next week. They'll want to lay more of a glove on them when they do so. But here in Anfield, it was all about the 6-time European champions. They finished Liverpool 2, Rangers 0.
Rangers in the Champions League.